Oh, everybody's out there going, what the hell's happening? You're talking in there. You're talking in that silly little chat room. Well, guess what? We're about to go live, and you guys are going to be joining us. And I got a very special announcement. You know what? I'm going to tell the chat right now, and I'll tell it again live because I'm pumped. We're pumped here. Special guest tomorrow on the show, Ashley Mova coming in. That's right. Mova confirmed it. She's coming in. We're excited. We'll talk about that live in just a second here, but I wanted you humps to hear me first. Let's get silly. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, back to SEN Live. It is the second episode of this very show, and man, are we ready to get going here on this Tuesday. I'm pumped. If you were in the chat room just now, you know why I'm excited. I got a special guest coming in tomorrow that I haven't seen in a little bit. We're going to announce that in just a little bit. Joining me on the table today, we've got someone you're going to see regularly. You're going to see him a lot. It is the one and only Mr. Wiggly himself, Brett Sheridan. What's up, dude?
I'm here.
You are. You know, you were so excited last night. I got to tell you that you and I have known each other, what now, 12 years, 15 years, 20 years? I don't know, something like that.
Yeah.
And you called me last night. You said, can you call me? I said, sure. And I said, what's he worried about now? I knew you were worried about something. And I was like, oh, is he going to say, I don't know if I can do it? And then I was so pleasantly surprised. You wanted to really dive into these news stories today, and you wanted to get, because this is a new leaf that you're going to put for this run. What are you going to do?
Well, I did, and I looked at them, and I still don't make sense, but I'm trying, damn it. There was nothing really that really pertained to me.
Right, but you're going to ask questions.
Yeah, I did watch a trailer that we'll talk about.
Yes.
I did look over and I'm going to ask questions, and I'm going to try my best to really get involved with this world again.
And I'm glad you are, because this is something that I think that what you represent to the fans, of the people who maybe don't know, you're not in the space, you haven't been in movies for a long time, and you've always had that kind of everyman casual family dude. You used to watch movies all the time before you're married. And so asking those questions during the story will be good. We have Ben Goddard here, who he's kind of like the unsung hero. He's already been doing so much. He's been gathering some stories and helping us out, and he helps with the Schmoedown. He's going to be in the draft this year too, so keep a lookout for Ben Goddard. Not only is David Michael Frank back, and I don't know if the camera's on, can you get both of you guys here, but RB3 is making his triumphant return. However, it's going to be this time on SEN Live, the official show. So RB3 is going to be joining us for the movie portion of the show also, because I love talking movies with RB3. That's my man. So the other thing that people were wondering, happened yesterday, also everyone's like, well, where's Kate? Don't worry, this is the thing that you guys don't understand. When I would go, and I was on Collider for the last 5 or 6 years, I had to drive to Burbank every day. And the word is, what's the word? Oh, fucking horrendous is the drive. That's the word. Words. That has been reversed for my entire crew here. Everyone has a shit drive. David Michael Frank left yesterday morning to get here today, and he finally got here. He was in traffic for 2 hours. The poor bastard. RB3 coming from the other side of town. He was late, not late. Excuse me. Caught in traffic because of it stinks out here, and he left a long time ago. Hour 30. I mean, this is what we're doing here. But we're building this thing out, and Kate Mulligan still in traffic right now. So she's hopefully going to get here and she's going to be in a mood. And I can't wait because she already said it. She's like, I'm going to be in a mood. I can't wait. So she's going to be on the show as soon as she gets here. So just give heads up. There's someone else that will be here, but limited. And yesterday we had a little bit of a fun run with the robot. The robot, I thought, or you said the robot.
The robot, yeah.
I thought the robot was going to, excuse me. I thought the robot was, oh, wait a minute.
Hey!
Oh, look.
Hello.
We were only been on for like 3 minutes. You made it. Holly, and you're such a good mood.
I'm in such a good mood.
We'll sit you over here. All right, so Kate Mulligan has entered the building, and I don't know if this is a real smile or like you want to kill people. I think you want to kill some people.
Smile.
Sit down. RB3 is going to join us on the table. Okay, great, good. Yeah, okay. So
you can bullshit too.
So good news for you. Do you have a laptop? You don't have a laptop.
I don't.
You're gonna have to use my laptop.
Great,
Okay.
I'll use your laptop.
Fine by me, but we have the stories that you're gonna have.
Yes.
We're gonna be going through. But Kate microphone is on. Kate, how was that drive? It seemed like it was lovely. Were you listening to Disney music on the way over? No, no comment. What's going on in your head right now? Be honest.
Honestly, it's just there's no way, like it's one of those things where I actually do feel sort of like there's like
What can you do about it?
I got in the car at 8:10.
It is now 10:05, almost 2 hours.
Yeah.
It said
What
I was
can you
going to
do?
be here at 9:30. Just LA.
It stinks.
It
stinks.
Traffic builds.
Not-
Do you Waze it? Do you Waze
I
it?
Waze it.
Yeah.
Waze sucks, I think. right?
Waze sometimes sucks. Like yesterday, Waze took me through Universal Studios.
Yeah.
I'm not speaking. I'm
To them
telling you, they took me. They said, "Go into the theme park,
Yeah.
and then go back out of the theme park." I'm not
Ride
kidding.
Harry
I
Potter
was like,
once.
yeah.
Right. And
I'm
that's
not
it.
kidding. So they're like, go up and make a left onto Universal Studios Drive, and then go up towards the theme park, and then like right before you make a right onto Hotels Drive. So I went into Universal Studios. Like there's like families like, oh my God, we're so excited. And I was like, let me merge.
Steam coming out of your ears. Well, I'm glad you made it. We've only been on for a little bit.
Right.
We were just about to talk about the robot. Now we made a decision with the robot.
Yes.
And here's the decision because I was on the side of the 70-30 that were
Yeah.
pretty annoyed by it.
Yes.
However, there was also that side of people that thought it was funny, but it was just overdone, and I could not agree more. So, like I said, yesterday was a learning process and new things that we're going to try to do. So here's how we're going to do it.
But today's going to go perfectly.
Well, so far so good until you jinxed us. Thanks, Sally.
Until I showed up late.
Until you showed
It
up.
is strange
disheveled.
that we were annoyed by what is essentially people throwing $20 bills at us. Well, all right, enough
You
with
stop
that.
doing that. You stop funding the network, you bastards. No, not that. Because like this is what we talked about. Because David, Michael Frank, who once again a wizard, and I said this is kind of. I talked to both Brett and Kate on the phone yesterday. You ever see those old cartoons where the guy he's juggling a plate? And then the ceiling starts to fall, but he catches part of the ceiling on his foot, and then he's juggling other things, and nothing falls. That was David Michael Frank yesterday, with the cameras and everything happening yesterday.
Yes. It was Jackie Chan and Ninjago.
It was a nightmare yesterday. It really was. There was things. It was like the money pit yesterday, but so far the ship has been righted-ish. So David and I had a conversation, and so did Mark Ellis, and we decided this is the way we're going to do it because it was a lot of fun also for you guys to be able to do that type of stuff. As you know, or you might not know, that this network is run purely on Super Chat and Streamlabs.com/the Schmoedown. The difference is that Streamlabs.com/the Schmoedown doesn't take a percentage as where YouTube does. So either way, when we take those questions, and what we wanted to do is we're going to get to the news stories, we're going to get it to everything. We don't want the flow of the conversation to be hit, and you guys didn't want that either, and we saw that. So from around 10 o'clock to 10:20, we're just going to shoot the shit. From 10:20 to 10:30, we're going to open up and start talking, taking Super Chat questions and Streamlab questions, and then we will also open up the robot. The robot will be available for like that 10 to 15 minutes. Then we're going to shut it down. Then we're going to talk news for about 45 minutes or so, maybe an hour, and then we'll close out with Super Chat, and the robot will come back. The robot. So I think that's gonna be a good thing.
Oh,
a good thing.
But everybody can still throw in their super chats the entire time.
Right, which is what we encourage you guys to do that now, so we
please.
can get to them. Yeah, right, right. Because that exactly. So if you do that now, and then I guess the first part you have that the graphic is we were going to talk about pop culture and everything else. But first, let's talk about some nonsense.
Yes.
Is there
first some nonsense?
Yeah. Is there? So, what was the day like when you got out of here? Was it easier to get home?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, getting home is
No
like
problem. Half an hour, 40 minutes.
It was 40 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
Just-
I mean it's nothing.
Because everybody's getting here. So,
Yeah. Yesterday was my first day of leaving a job,
Yeah.
a job, and then going back to my more demanding job.
oh, it's
of-
interesting, isn't it?
I was so tired
I know.
because usually, like, if you
My wife
mom,
doesn't get it.
if you mom all day,
Yeah.
that's exhausting.
Oh, yeah.
There's no question.
Oh yeah.
But it's the same thing. You don't have to like turn different parts of your brain on for it. So to have like this adult, because I don't know if you guys can imagine, I don't talk.
I love
to
that
my
this
children.
is the adult
I
job,
know.
by the way. What did you say? He opened up yesterday, honey, with a fart to his old employers. It was amazing, and it was real.
Yeah, I did not say to my son yesterday, "Put your dick on the table."
Yeah.
At any point in time.
At any point.
Schlong.
I did say, "Get your dick off the table."
Right, stop
How
that.
dare you?
Yeah, wait until you're 20.
Yeah, wait until you're
Yeah.
20. How very you did not get my consent.
You were not done with your breakfast.
That was the rule in the house. Dicks after eggs. That's the name of this new show, by the way.
Yeah.
Dick After
Welcome to
Eggs.
Dicks After Eggs.
Have you joined us for Dicks After Eggs? It's right after Assholes After Coffee. Welcome, everybody, back to the Asshole Show, followed by Dicks. Well, my name's Richard.
Demonetized. We're gonna get this one demonetized. It looks like.
I think when we announced the show, they demonetized the whole channel. I'm excited, though, man. I got to tell you, because I was pumped up reading a lot of stuff, because you guys know. So, RB3, you weren't here yesterday in the morning. And again, David's a freaking wizard when it comes to this stuff. But we had flubs. And in the beginning of it, we didn't have sound, right? And it's because the video that we tried to put up, the intro, was just too big. And it took the sound out. And I was having a nervous breakdown because this is the first gig that I've done, since Collider, and I'm back over here doing it, and I'm like panicking. Then we got it back and running, and minus like I said, the robot stuff and figuring all that stuff out, and the dinging, we're turning the dinging off for the super chat and all that. The vibe seemed to be from the fans that we're getting that old Schmoes No vibe back. All of the being able to kind of shoot the shit back in the clubhouse, and that's what I think is so fun. That's why I hope the 2-hour drive is worth it, because it's like you just. When was the last time before this that we just got to sit down with each other and just shoot the shit, minus the breakfast in San Diego?
It's been a minute,
Right?
I mean, before the show, I mean, we haven't, because I don't have. I live far from here and far from Burbank, but further from Burbank. So it's tough for me to just get out there in general. But yeah, this is great. I mean, I literally feel like this is like phase 2, phase 3.
It feels like it for sure. And then there's two big announcements that I can talk about as far as crew going, and one of those is Mark Ellis, who will be on once a week. He's also going to be on this Friday. So that's I know people were very excited to see he and I back together, as were we. It was nice to have that vibe. So the two of us are going to be back shooting the shit on Friday. He'll be here. And then if you were in the chat room before this started, you might have heard my stupid voice, and I said that there's someone coming in here tomorrow, because Kate will not be here tomorrow. Ashley Mova will be back. As she's coming, and she just called me right before, and she said she wanted to know a little details about the show and everything too. And she's like, "I'd love to see you." And she's in the West Side, so it won't be.
This is basically the announcement that I've been fired.
Yeah, you're out. So if she's good, see you later.
Yeah.
Me and Mova got a rapport. No, so she's coming in, and it's going to be very exciting to see Mova, because I haven't seen her in a minute. So to shoot the shit with her is going to be pretty cool. What else do you knuckleheads got going on? What's going on in your? Well, you know what, you two old fuckers, you're young. What do you got going on in your life?
What are the kids doing these days?
What's the
Young?
kids
He's
doing
like
these
23
You
years
have a
old.
2 on the front.
Yeah.
You've got so many names
Yeah,
and so little age.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
No, I'm in one USC class right now, so I'm just doing that.
Good for you.
Yeah, it's my last.
Yeah.
I already graduated technically, but
This son of a bitch was in the 7th grade when he found us. You know?
yeah, straight up. Yeah,
Isn't that
I was
crazy?
in 8th grade. Yeah.
No
Like
way. Did you
13.
grow up out here?
Compton, California, born and raised.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Yep.
He's the
Drive
best.
Compton, Long Beach, Inglewood.
Hey. California. You put me on the Gravediggers the other day. You sent, you sent me the song.
No, it was not Gravediggers. The Jizzit.
Jizzit. That's right.
It's great, right?
That was a great record.
Did you listen to the whole thing?
Yeah.
Liquid Swords.
Yeah.
Crazy. I love that. That was one of my favorite albums off the Wu-Tang for sure. Yeah, it's really. I'm surprised you had never heard that before.
I haven't heard. Yeah, no. I've been catching up on Wu-Tang because they have that new show.
Yeah.
So I've been trying to catch up on their music.
Did you know that Method Man was a Schmoedown fan?
Really?
Yeah, I found out. So,
well, Cheese from The Wire.
Well, yes, absolutely.
For those who don't know, Cheese.
Well, so he's
from
big. He's a big movie guy, and he was fans like Screen Junkies and Collider and all that stuff. And he had done a lot of stuff with Hal Rudnick. And Hal had given me his email because I guess he knew. So I wrote him and I said, hey, love to have you on talking about Schmoedown stuff. And he said, no, I've been watching for a while, man, big fan. And I was like, holy fucking shit, Method Man's he's a legend.
Also that voice of his.
It's the best.
Did you guys watch The Deuce?
No.
He's in The Deuce too.
He's an underrated actor.
He's an underrated actor, and he plays this incredible pimp in The Deuce. I mean, everybody's playing a pimp in The Deuce, but
is that what it's about?
Yeah, it's about basically Times Square being cleaned up. It's just that area of Times Square that was. It's incredible, the performances in that show.
James Franco plays two pimps.
He plays, right?
Yeah.
He plays exactly.
Himself and himself.
That is something. I actually have a James Franco story.
What did you do?
Back in the day.
What did you do with James Franco? Did you do disgusting things? No. I meant like make him a sandwich made out of garbage.
No, James Franco. So I did a movie. I used to act. I did a movie called The Dead Girl.
I've seen Gamer.
Yep. What the fuck just happened? That's my line in it. Yeah. I did this movie called The Dead Girl, and James Franco was shooting Spider-Man 2 at the time, I think. So he was
the one that he
doing it
cries in. Oh wait, he cries in all.
Yeah. That's how I feel about Jesse in Breaking Bad. Jesse cry. But anyway, so he was basically like they were doing. It was like Rose Byrne, James Franco, and like I was the only other principal called for that. I was called Party Girl, and I was supposed to like walk in between them like while they kissed or like, and they like sort of were supposed to laugh at me. But you get held for movies. You'll get. I mean, like that drive is nothing compared to like you'll be on a set of a movie all day. You'll shoot 5 minutes. They'll call you back the next day to wait another 8 hours to shoot another 5 minutes. So there was all this downtime, and I felt bad because they had me, Rose, and James in this bedroom at the house, and I was like, I don't belong here. Like I am like a glorified principal. Like I'm really an extra. So I at some point went outside to like hang out with the background, and I was talking with them and whatever. And then at some point, so James was asleep in the bed waiting for the next shot. He's asleep in the bed, and like Rose is in there talking with her assistant, and they're like, okay, we're ready for everybody. And so I'm like making I was like making all the extras laugh, like all the background laugh. And I was like threw like my jacket over my shoulder and then went to go in and banged so hard against the sliding glass door, which had been closed. I woke James Franco up.
From the head smash on the door.
The head, like just like poosh. And I woke up and I went through the door, and he's like, did you just walk into the door? I'm like, go back to sleep. And it was like, because he was like a real fun, nice guy at the time. But it was the most embarrassing. I was like so proud of myself. I'm like, I'm the principal. I've got them extras left.
Is that why they started calling you Smash? Well, thank you, Smash. It was a great story. Look, in just about 3 minutes, we're going to turn on that silly robot. Ooh. And we want you guys to go on over to both Super Chat and streamlabs.com/Schmoedown. From around 10:20 to 10:30, we're going to be taking your questions, and we're going to get into these news stories. And boy, are there a lot of stories today. A lot of things happening, including The Fantastic Beast, #3 coming out. Scorsese's still talking about those superhero movies, RB3. Woo. Yeah, and what was the other one? There's so much shit that's going on right now in the
Will
movie
Smith
atmosphere.
is all over the
Bad
news.
Boys,
the
trailer for sure.
My God. Did you see that video of I'm sure you did watch it. The video of him,
Eddie Murphy,
on
on SNL?
No. At
Eddie
Tyler
Murphy.
Perry's.
Yeah, it was great.
Oh my
it was
God.
Good. Yeah, we'll talk about all that stuff too. So, anyway, so just a heads up that we are very excited to be able to chat with you, talk with you guys, anything, and a few. You know what? I'm actually gonna do that before we turn on the actual robot. I do want to catch up real quick because there were a ton of that's not a word I wanted to say. There were a ton of people that.
There's a cunt of people.
Yeah. How many is what in like a bushel?
A bushel.
I bought them at the store on discount.
Yeah. Where does the cunt?
It goes bushel,
Yeah.
tub,
Yeah.
a cunt. That's the measurement.
You can't say that word, right? You can't say bushel. All right, let's a couple of things here from yesterday because I don't want to, like I said, if we missed out on some of your questions yesterday, we want to make sure that we read them. From Streamlabs yesterday, Rachel Wolfmeyer had said, "Congratulations, guys. I've been following you guys for 8 years, and I just wanted to say thank you for bringing joy into my day. I've been struggling with postpartum depression, but all of you helped me get through my days with laughter. You've been there. You talked about this.
Still medicated.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
And it's a thing. So, I mean, the fact that she said that we could help,
Yes.
that's pretty.
That's great.
That's pretty
Zoloft can also help.
or Harloff.
Yeah.
Harloff or Zoloft.
Yes.
Yeah. Alberto Rios says he's enjoying the show. Groove Merchant says, "Welcome back to the intimate format that I fell in love with. I'm glad to see you guys go back to the roots. Some schmoes, friends talking about movies and TV." Right off the bat here, when just this first 15 minutes, I was like, whew, it just felt like looking over at RB3 and hearing that laugh, and I saw you guys on the couch. I can picture the two of you guys on the couch.
Yeah,
I'm considering getting the couch back because that was the people that asked, and this question's actually going to come up pretty soon. Here it is. So let me answer this. Reese says, "Can you guys do a segment where you react to stupid videos that we send you guys like you guys did on Collider Live?" 100%. We actually have a television ready to go, but I don't want to throw too much on both.
You're the television. He was just
You're like,
you just have to act out the videos.
It's hidden. Where's the television? I don't know. I must hide it.
RB3 will act out whatever video.
RB3, please do the entire Breaking Bad movie. I've only seen the first 20 minutes. Go.
Well, I just gotta cry.
Jesse cry.
But anyway, yes, we do have the television ready to go, but I don't want to throw too much of both RB3 and David Michael Frank because they are setting everything up. Eventually, we'd like to react to those videos, do more stuff. There's a lot. We're on show 2. This show will be evolving. Like someone yesterday in the comments was like, "Well, I think the setup could have been better. You don't even have anything on the shelf." I took that thing back from Collider, carried the fucking thing by myself on my arm, and said, I just put up frames up top and the freaking buzzers. I have had no time to put anything else up there. We'll design. Don't worry about it.
I tried to steam the curtains today.
Didn't work out.
I need an industrial one.
Yeah, it didn't work out.
Were people complaining about the curtain?
Yeah.
Just being
not too much, but it doesn't. It looks okay. I mean,
Can I just give a message to those people?
100%.
If your problem in life is that our curtains are wrinkled, I'm going to go ahead and suggest you get a better life.
I love that voice you're doing. It's like when you hear that voice at first as like even like an angry person, you'd want to be like, "You know what, lady?" And be like, "Well, that's soothing."
Yeah.
That was soothing. All right,
also,
listen.
Thank you for your input. We will steam the curtains.
Yes.
Anthony Nugent asks, "Who do we have winning the teams tournament?" I'm going to get into that on Thursday. Ben Bateman's going to be on the show, and we're going to do a lot of Schmoedown talk. So make sure you tune in for that.
Ben got a good haircut. Ben Goddard did.
Ben Goddard. Did you get a haircut yesterday?
Looks
Nice.
good.
See, I don't ever know that shit. I can see it now that I'm looking at it. But he's kind of a well-kept dude anyway.
Yeah, he really is.
Jimmy Mac 9588. Hey crew, I love the show. Collider Live from day one, and now SEN Live from day one. I'm tuning in from Australia. Congrats on the first of what will be many, many shows. That's right, Jimmy. Thank you for joining us. And then super chat yesterday, Ben Rayner. Is the SEN going to have a Discord? Working on it. Also working on a separate Patreon. And Kate says, new kill it. And here for the greatest, Kate.
I love
her.
I know.
Hey, David.
Friends on Twitter.
Yep.
Hi, Kate.
I think it's time.
You think it's time?
I think it's time.
Oh,
All right.
Ladies and gentlemen, here it is. The robot is back. So you, first of all, should we name the robot or should we let them name the robot? What do you think, RB3?
Super chats.
You think someone
Yeah,
from the
I
super
agree.
chat should name the robot?
I agree.
All right.
This is their show.
$5,000.
We should auction it off.
It's the $5,000 robot.
Her name is 5,000.
Yeah, the robot is up and running for the next 10 minutes. So if you want to interrupt the show, you can go ahead and do that. But that is for 10 minutes, and then we're going to get into movie news here. But I am going to go into let's start with Streamlabs. Okay, we're going to start with the Streamlabs, and we start with Julian Perez, who just donated. Thank you, Julie. You didn't say anything, just donated. And that's another thing also that I will say to you guys. I noticed this yesterday. There were a lot of people, and we take this to heart, that there were a lot of congratulations and rooting for us. And if you want to just do that, that's great. But also use this time, like anything. You guys get to dictate the conversation. This is something we said in the other stream, is that this is you guys get to produce. So if there are certain things that you want us to talk about, then steer us in that direction for sure, and you'll be able to do that through both, again, Streamlabs and Super Chat. We'll keep it open until around 10:35, both the robot and the Super Chats, and then we'll get into movie news here. All right, let's start with. I got to read that one again, though, even though the robot did it yesterday, because I don't think he said it right. Anthony Nugent did say, "Oh my, I forgot how bad I missed Brett's fingy and my bingy." So there you go.
Fingy and my bangy.
It said fingy and the bangy.
I'm glad to be back here at the Schmoedown.
The Schmoes, yeah, the stupid robot can't get that right.
Schmoes.
Yeah. Eva says, "Hey, Kristian and crew, I wanted to wish you guys good luck with the SEN. Kristian, I've been watching you and Mark since the AMC days, and I'm a big Schmoedown fan. I'd love to see Clark Wolf on SEN Live sometime. Greetings from Holland. Peace out, Mother F's." Eva, amazing. You and me both. I am going to... actually, it's funny because Clark Wolf and I just talked probably a couple days ago. I think Clark Wolf being on this show would probably be definite, but I'd also say that it's probably going to be limited because she's also in Burbank. Yeah. So it's going to be...
I'll drive her.
You could drive her and pick her up. But, yeah, I'd love to have Clark. Clark and I are very close, so I'd love to have Clark on. All right. Daskian Onut, RB3. Who is your all-time favorite rapper and your favorite Laker?
All-time favorite Lakers, no question, Kobe Bryant. Okay. That's who I grew up with.
Got it.
Saw the 81-point game live on TV. Favorite rapper, I know it's modern, but I gotta go Kendrick Lamar. I mean, both from Compton.
Chicago.
You had said that. You had said that last time we covered. Yeah.
Chicago, huh?
Well, Compton.
No, I'm saying, but he's Chicago, isn't he, Kendrick?
He's from Compton.
Oh, he is.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah,
Sorry.
Compton,
My bad.
Chicago?
Yeah,
Compton,
Compton.
yeah. Compton, the neighborhood in Chicago.
There's Inglewood.
Hey, you're not as hip as you thought you were.
I guess I'm not. I, for some reason, thought Kendrick was in the same. Okay, never mind.
Yeah, no. But he's up there for me. And we have the same birthday, just 10 years apart.
Okay. No, look at that.
Yeah.
Andrew DiMolanta.
He's 10.
The other way.
Schmoedown competitor and Star Wars contender Andrew DiMolanta says, quick question about the draft. How many spots are on each manager's team? So the way it's working right now, it looks like there's going to be 10 managers. We're still working on team slots. It looks like the actual draft itself, when it happens live, they'll pick between 6 and 7 players with open spots, probably around 10 spots. They don't have to fill all of them by that time, but they have to. But once you hit 10, you're out. You're out. You're just, your team's full. So you either have to trade or pick up or drop people. So if somebody new, a new rookie comes into the season in like March or April and they're like, oh man, but I have all my 10 spots, you got to drop somebody in order to pick that player up. So final numbers haven't been decided yet, but that's the way it's kind of looking at the moment. House Heisenberg, what film makes you laugh the hardest? For me, it's Borat, 100%. That's a good one.
That's a great question.
I would say Caddyshack still. Caddyshack gets me every time. Yeah. Hey, Wang, don't tell him you're Jewish. I mean, come on. That's funny. That is one of the best. That and Hot Shots from Lloyd Bridges. Lloyd Bridges, like, what I wouldn't do to be 50 years younger and a woman. It's got good stuff. How about you? Kate?
Jesus.
I don't know. That's a really tough call.
I haven't laughed in so long.
You haven't laughed in a while?
No, I'm just trying to think. Well, no, I don't think anything new has made me laugh as much as some of those older ones, like Caddyshack and Spies Like Us.
I don't want to make this about me being a woman, because I actually love men-helmed comedies as well.
Right. So Rambo.
Rambo was hilarious.
Right.
No, I really loved Bridesmaids. I feel like that was something that very recently... Yeah. Like a newer comedy. That made me really laugh.
I remember that movie thinking that it was just going to be, because at the time, Melissa McQueen.
There she is.
Our friend, Melissa McQueen.
She's the queen. That's why you're thinking of...
Melissa McQueen's awesome, but Melissa McCarthy, I didn't know anything about her. So I thought it was just going to be, they were just going to do this cliched thing that look, she's just going to be the obnoxious woman who's just going to make these jokes at the expense of herself, and it was anything but that.
Yeah.
It was that was her coming out party, man.
And Kristen Wiig, drunk on
Yeah.
that plane.
Oh, it's Sadie's favorite. She loves
she's
it.
just
Yeah.
But also, the counterpart to that is Hangover. Really was a movie that made me laugh a lot.
RB3, you got one? What cracks you up? Did you say?
Well, all time, I'm going to go with Friday. Friday's probably R.I.P. John Witherspoon.
Yeah.
Yes.
But yeah, more recently, I really like that Good Boys movie, actually.
It was pretty good.
Yeah,
it was
seen that.
underrated.
Yeah.
Underrated, that
really
movie.
good.
It was pretty funny, yeah. You got one? Did you say which one? But you can't take
I feel
Bridesmaids.
like everything is so old that I'm coming up with.
Whatever.
That's
So
okay. You
that
said
wasn't the
Caddyshack.
question.
What
I
was
said
the
Caddyshack.
what's super bad? What's the
Super bad.
That's the
That's
one
the
with
movie.
the kids and they
Super bad. You just said the title.
yeah. Super bad. That one made me laugh.
I've never seen anybody do that.
Called Superbad.
No, but
Hey,
I'm like,
so you know Inception? What's the name of the movie?
no.
What's the name of that film? Inception. You know
it sounded like I was saying Shaft or something, like Superbad, or there's another one. I don't know. It didn't
they
seem-
did make a Shaft. And you gave me the
I
Blu-ray.
gave you the movie.
Yeah.
Right.
But that's the one with the kids, right? And they're
Super
doing-
bad. The movie you
Yes.
started off the conversation with.
Who's the kids in that one?
The title of the movie that you said is the title of the
Superbad,
movie.
right.
Yeah.
Jonah Hill.
Jonah Hill and the
Yes.
other
Michael
guy.
Cera.
Michael
Cera
Yeah,
makes
yeah,
me
yeah,
laugh
yeah.
a lot. He made me laugh in the one where he played his alter ego to kind of a thing.
Scott
Pilgrim.
Yeah.
That movie's
No, not Scott Pilgrim, where he's playing himself, but then he's like his more suave self.
Oh, this is the end.
Is that
that
it?
it?
Is that the
no,
end?
no.
No.
He's trying
That-
to
I
pick
like
up a
that
girl.
movie
He
too.
has a mustache.
The fans will tell you.
The fans will tell me.
Okay.
Listen,
What's, oh yeah. So, yeah. Do you want to tell people that? Okay. So just so people know, the robot is we up. That was a thing. The suggestion. I thought that we. By the way, and
Call
that's
me Ishmael. Some years ago, never mind how long precisely, having little or no money in my person, nothing particular to interest me on shore, I thought I would sail about a little and see the watery part of the world and watch Mark Ellis cry. Glad to see the network doing well, also Bad Boys for Life. Now robot, tell Alexa to suck you off.
yes,
well, there you go. Yes. Oh, so that
Youth
was
in Revolt.
that was what people didn't. So people didn't realize that up top. That was the price had changed for the robot also, because that was a suggestion for the audience. The audience yesterday, you were listening, I was listening, and people. I think the people were. There were a couple times on Twitter, people were like, listen, I hope you don't mind, but here's the thing, the robot. I was like, no, I love good suggestions. It's when you start off with, hey, fucko, your head's stupid, you fucking blow, and your show sucks. Hey, it's positive criticism. I was like, no, it wasn't.
Yes, anything positive.
Yeah, you said not even one word.
Yeah.
Constructive criticism, you can absolutely take.
Yes.
I love it,
Yeah,
and it
I
was so.
know.
And because they said a lot of people said raise it to like 50 or 100. I don't want to do that, but it's like we put it out there because that way it's like it's one of those things. If you want to disrupt the show, then you do it, and it's $30 to do it now.
God bless
and
Ishmael.
it's out there. So
This just recently made me realize, though, I hate being put on the spot to pick my favorite anything. No, but seriously, it's like, hey, real quick, what's your favorite food? Sandwich. Super bad.
Yeah.
My mind is just going.
yeah, no, let me-
Favorite kid. Who's
yeah.
your favorite kid? Which one?
Favorite kid.
The boy or the girl? The boy or the girl? The boy or the girl? Sophie's choice. Sophie's choice.
Can I get a what?
I don't know what he said, but I was a DJ that probably put that out there. Wait, but RB, I'm gonna do an impression of Brett. Ask him what my favorite sandwich is.
What's your favorite sandwich?
Well, I'm thinking I like turkey and cheese with wheat. And what's the sandwich called when it's turkey and wheat,
You just said that.
pickles,
You just
and
said it.
tomatoes, and cut in half? What's that sandwich? Is that,
You just said the sandwich that you like the best.
but I like what?
That's the
But that's the
sandwich.
whole sandwich?
That's the you said.
Who's in the sandwich?
I wasn't sure if that was the movie I was thinking of. That was the problem. I said a name and it just made no sense. I said, Superbad.
Superbad.
What was the Superbad movie?
Yeah, that was a movie, right?
Superbad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, I do love watching you the wheels not even turn in your head when somebody asks you your favorite, but you're like you want to get the answer correctly. No one's gonna check your insides to know if you answered.
No, my mother will tell me afterwards, why didn't you say this?
No, you turned into
That's always been your favorite food.
Does your mom watch?
Oh yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Does she like this show?
So early on.
Which show does she like?
She's gonna ask me
what's her favorite one so far?
Waiting for Guffman used to be a one that we would enjoy. What's her favorite show of this one?
Yeah, that you've done so far.
This
one because you don't have to travel too much?
Yeah. She says I feel. She goes. You seem more laid back. You seem more loose.
Because that was you were the first person I grabbed.
Yeah.
Because Brett and I have been talking about this for a while. We're doing a show together for a while. So
where did he grab me? Show me on the
on the doll.
Show me where he grabbed you. Show me on the doll.
Let's get through some of these though too, so I can because we are going to get some movie news here in just a second because the robot's going to go off in just a sec. But the robot has already made an appearance twice. So we started with we started with Eva, right? We did that already. Okay, so that was Brandon Berry who just said dedicated to Mark Ellis. Can I? You did that already. Larry Payne, loving the show so far. I love it. Can you say hello Schmoeville for the old fans and any day for the Atlanta Schmoedown? First of all, hello Schmoeville. And second of all, I meant to say it in the beginning. I'm going to start opening up the show with hello Schmoeville because we are back. Schmoeville even did that today with if I could collectively say what I think as a movie character Schmoeville is, it's John Wick. I'm like, yeah. I'm thinking I'm back because it feels like that. We are back, and I'm excited to be back. So yes, I just got to get used to it again because I haven't been used to it. So I got to bring it back in. And as far as Atlanta goes, aiming for February. That is when we're looking to go to Atlanta for sure. Jim Mason, good morning, Schmoeville. I just wanted to send some love all your way. And to say I can't wait to see you at the Schmoedown Spectacular on December 7th. Thank you, Jim. By the way, for those people who did not know, December 7th, the Schmoedown will be at downtown LA. We're going to do like a little mini expo, so make sure you're there. 5 big matches. TheSchmoedownLive.com and get those tickets. Or if you're in New York, come check us out in New York on January 25th. Mara Kanopik going for the Inner Geekdom Championship. So TheSchmoedownLive.com, all that stuff. Go check that over there. We got Steaming Pile. It's a great name. So this is what he said. He said, call me Ishmael. Some years ago, never mind, along precisely having little or no money in my purse and nothing particular that interested me on the show, I would think that I would say a little bit about little and watery part of the world and watch Mark Ellis cry. Didn't make sense? Disney?
No, it does. It's Moby Dick. It's Moby Dick.
Oh, look at you.
Right?
All right.
Ishmael.
Yeah, I think that's what the chat said. I don't know.
Yeah, no.
I've never read a book before.
That is what the robot said.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
And you can say Dick when you say Moby Dick.
Moby Dick.
Moby Penis.
Moby Penis. I'm going to do one super chat here.
That's my favorite album, Moby Penis.
Moby Penis. Yeah, that was the one where, yeah, right. Well, when he shaved his head, he looked like one.
Watch your bald jokes around me.
I like Moby. Oh, sorry.
How dare you?
I know, I'm just kidding.
I'm just kidding, too.
No, you're not. Let's see. First of all, I'm going to read one more super chat here, and then we're going to, maybe what we'll do, David, if we can throw I'll read like 2 or 3 more. If you want to get the robot going back up, like I said, you can do one more robot if you want to disrupt. If not, great. Going to read like 2 more super chats, then we'll throw the graphic up real quick just for like a 2-minute break so I can we put a quick graphic up? Are you able
Which
to do
graphic
that?
would you
I don't know,
like?
just
any graphic?
No, the SEN. Just the SEN, just so I can set up. I want to set Kate up so she can have the stories ready because she's been prepping some of the
I
stories.
thought you wanted to set me up with a bathroom break.
You can do that too. You can do that too. We can do that too. But what we'll do, let's get to a few of these super chats and then we'll come back with all the movie news because there's so much movie news. Fantastic Beasts, obviously, if you're tuning into this this stream, that the title, that's what it said there. So here we go with some more super chats. Emma McAllister, the great Emma McAllister, says, congratulations on SEN, guys. I'm with you guys. Reunite action. Hey, you never know. Haskell 420. Hey, gang. Are you IP Man fans, and are you excited for IP Man 4 with Donnie Yen? Plot: the Kung Fu Master goes to the U.S., and his student has upset the local martial arts community by opening a Wing Chun school. I've never seen a 1.
Ben Goddard was just nodding emphatically.
He was, yeah.
Yeah. RB3, you ever watch IP Man?
Oh, yeah.
Do you like it?
They're great films. Yeah.
Tyson's in one of them, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which one's Tyson?
Ip Man, yes, Ip Man.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
What did I say? IP Man?
Yeah.
It's
yeah.
Ip Man?
Ip Man, yeah.
Ip Man. I don't know. I've never seen the movies.
It's about the guy who trained Bruce Lee.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But it's more of like a mythicized.
Is it pretty good?
It's great. They're all
They're
series
all
is
good?
Yeah, they're all great.
So it's worth watching.
The third one is kind of a decline from the second one.
Okay.
But
it's got like a raid type feel?
Yes,
Okay,
absolutely.
see, that's how you sell me. That's how you sell me, because those are some of my favorite films.
I think the Raid, particularly Raid 2, might be a
Raid
greatest
2's
action film of all time.
I'm not gonna argue with you on that one. Raid 2, because Raid 2 wasn't just an action film. It had like a
gangster story,
straight up gangster story. It felt like I was watching it had that kind of Scorsese elements of it. You know, like that. It felt like a full on gangster film. That prison scene in the beginning of Raid 2. Holy shit!
All those extras, crazy.
Have you ever seen either one of those movies?
Yeah, I think I had to review them. I think.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, those were my. I remember there was one. Isn't one of them? There was a really awesome fight scene in a hallway.
Yeah.
Which one was that? One or two?
Second.
That was two, where it was just just this continuous shot of. Yeah, that was I enjoyed it.
Yeah. Let's do two more here. Jason Ashcroft. What a time for movies. I love Star Wars and I'm excited for Fantastic Beasts. The Return of Skywalker will be incredible in December. I hope everyone is realistic about it. Yeah, I mean, I think that's always as far as expectations, but I would say, so you guys are casual fans. Is your oldest, is he watching Star Wars yet?
Yes, we watched he hasn't watched Return of the Jedi yet.
Okay.
But he's watched the original.
You guys you don't have any when you go to see these movies, there's no like expectations for you guys when you see them. And did you guys see The Last Jedi?
Yes.
Did you like The Last Jedi?
Yes.
Right, because that's what I said. I said that on Collider Live, I think, last week. I think most of the casual fans see that movie and go, all right, what's going to happen in the next one? They don't really dive deep into it, as where the hardcore Star Wars heads like myself. Oh, by the way, I would like to say before I get into this, I saw news today that both Emma Fyffe and Andres Cabrera are going to be taking over Jedi Council with Ken Knapsack.
Oh,
and
nice.
I couldn't be happier. You talk about the Ace Man, who started from on Schmoes, and he's a very passionate film lover, and he knows his stuff inside and out. I'm gonna put him in the draft too, by the way. Got to get him on the in Inner Geekdom. I'd love to. And then Emma Fyffe, Emma's like one of my closest friends. So what a crew Ken has. So make sure show them some love on their show. It's on Thursdays, and then tomorrow. Well, no shit. Today, right after this show, I'm gonna be doing Dark Side Light Side with Campy over on his channel. So make sure you check that out. Okay, so let's turn the robot. Let's turn the robot off.
Oh,
shutting down the robot.
Thank you, Ishmael.
Yes, thank you, Ishmael. And we are going to take a very quick break, very quick, so then Brett and Kate can pee. We can set Kate up, so she wants to dive into these stories. We're gonna ask some questions. RB3 will break down these stories, and if there's anything you guys want us to talk about, make sure you hit that up in the streamlabs.com/the Schmoedown or Super Chat. We'll be back in just 2 minutes. And we are coming back here, guys, on SEN Live here, episode number 2. Thank you to everybody for joining us, and thank you for holding strong because the kids had to pee, so we took a little bit of a break there. Once again, if you guys did not know this, we're not run by a corporation. We don't have any sponsors at the moment. We are a fully run Super Chat / Streamlabs.com, the Schmoedown run network. So anything that you guys can contribute, should you want to support the network, then please go ahead and do that. Submit your questions now, the Super Chats or whatever it is, and then at the end, once we start going through our movie news stories here, we're going to get to all your questions. So fire them in now. We will get to all of them as we start to build out this show. Okay, so once again, as we said, we are building and trying to figure out the structure of the show, and I was talking, as I mentioned in the beginning, how Brett wants to get more involved. Kate also wants to get involved because Kate used to work in the business for a while, and for her, she was like, well, let me dive into the stories, and I want to learn a little bit more of it. So there's a couple things that are going on, big stories here. Kate, what's some of the stuff that...
Well, let's start with Fantastic Beasts.
Let's start with
it. Fantastic Beasts 3. So they've pushed the start date to this twice, but they're saying now that it's definitely going to, they're going to move forward with production in spring 2020. They still have this release date of November 12th, 2021.
Yeah.
So they're going to be working against that. But basically, J.K. Rowling has been working on the script, and they're just saying it's going to be much bigger. They say the reason we were given for the push, this is Dan Fogler says this, is that the movie is bigger than the first 2 combined. Mm-hmm. They needed more time to prep, and they didn't want to rush anything.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I tell you, I even in the thumbnail, am I the only person excited for this movie? Yes. Yeah, I am. I think so. I get it. I understand.
Do kids like these movies?
Not as much as Harry Potter. And this was the point that I had made many times, and I'll say it on this network. J.K. Rowling is writing the scripts, right? But the novels for Harry Potter, they were so rich, and there was so much. This is kind of the Game of Thrones thing that happened at the end of it too. It was so rich and there was so much to pull from it that you could turn these big novels into thick
movies.
Yeah, movies. When she's just writing the script, there's not a lot of detail, and there's not characters that you're familiar with already. And not that everybody read the Harry Potter books, but you felt how much detail were in those movies. These seem rushed. And this is coming from somebody who really likes the movies. And Eddie Redmayne hasn't been the type of lovable character they kind of hoped that he would be. I don't know how or why. I'm usually on the more of the side of the opinion when it's like if it's 70-30 from the negative, I'm usually on that 70. I'm on the 30 this time because for some reason I enjoy the world and I want to see more of it. I don't like that it's bigger. Bigger doesn't mean better. Look at the last Terminator movie. The end of that movie is one of the big. Go make it smaller. Show me characters. Show me a little. I don't know. It just hasn't grabbed everybody. I still want to watch it. Didn't think it was a great movie, but still want to watch it. How do you feel, RB3? Should I kill this thing or what?
I don't know about kill it, but I heard they were going to make 5 films out of this, a 5-film series. I think this should be the end of it.
Unless it makes a lot of money and they write the ship.
I mean, if they write the ship, but I mean, what can they write at this point? I mean, I think most people didn't like the second one.
Right.
I saw the second one and I wasn't a particular fan of it, but I could see where they could have a story kind of go forward. But I hope that, if anything, they should make it into a book first and then see how that kind of reception floats, and then put it into movie format or something like that.
It just takes so much time to write those books, that at this point they've already made the bed. Have your kids seen any of the Harry Potter movies?
Yeah, I read the first 2 books. He's 4, but he's really, the second kid won't read till he's 12.
Yeah.
But the first kid, he can sit and listen to. He loved those books. But then my sister's like, you got to cut it off by book 3. The Dementors are going to be way too scary for him.
My oldest has read all of the books.
Wow.
She read them all, but she read all the books in like a month time, like all of them. Like just fine. She's like an avid reader, and she has not had one interest
in seeing the movies.
No, in seeing Fantastic Beasts.
In
the movies, in the Harry Potter movies, yes, but she has not had any interest to watching the movies the way that she has Harry Potter, because it's also. There's no one for her to relate to the way Harry Potter is. Harry Potter has those kids and bringing in the world, and I don't think Newt Scamander, I think that was his name, has responded. And the Johnny Depp situation, even though it's clear, it's not as cut and dry as everyone thought it was beforehand, it's still icky. And I think that I would have liked Colin
Colin Jost.
Not Colin. What's his name?
Colin
oh my
Jost.
God.
Yep, Colin
Dude,
Jost.
my head's broken.
Colin Trevorrow?
Not Colin Trevorrow.
Colin
Super
Farrell.
bad.
Colin Farrell.
Colin Farrell.
Oh,
Super
yeah.
bad.
Oh, they should definitely
Dude,
kept him.
what's
Super
wrong with
bad.
my head? He's one of my favorite actors. I just did what you did.
It's me. Sometimes I suck
Although,
the brain out of it.
although it was different. I didn't say Colin Farrell. What's his name? But anyway, I would have liked him to return because I thought he was the best part of the first movie.
He's the best part of every movie.
I like
He
the first
really is, man.
I liked the first one, and I was excited for the second one. Then Ellis shit all over it, and
That
I was
was
like,
it.
I don't know, maybe I won't watch.
Do you feel like people's reviews then taint your?
They do because of my limited time to watch things.
Yeah,
that
yeah.
I tend to go off.
Oh, you
of
don't
those.
even watch it based on that.
Well,
But
I put it down there like, well, maybe I'll get to it, but like I like if somebody says if I get good buzz on something, that's the thing I'm going to spend my 2-hour
Right.
limited time to
Yeah.
watch. you know?
David, have you seen any of these movies?
I really only see movies with Rob Schneider or Will Smith.
Thank you, David. Perfect. We'll get into that in a second. And then I asked him if he
so
watched the
niche.
Bad Boys trailer. He said no. Thank you, David.
J.K. Rowling, I know, is notorious for having. I can't think of any other franchise where the control
Diarrhea.
She has raging diarrhea. Diarrhea Perlman.
You've heard it here first on SEN Live.
No, but she, like, I went to Universal. We went to Harry Potter, Wizarding World of Harry Potter, and I was dairy free at the time because I was nursing the baby and he was like having a dairy allergy. And I asked them if they could make me the butter beer without the cream topping. And they're like, J.K. Rowling has stipulated that it can only be served this way.
Wow.
She has control over every last element of the entire. And I can't think of like Star Wars that like it's not like Lucas has.
He's not anymore. But he
did for a while.
He
Had
had
that kind of.
yeah. He had that was why he got the money he has, and that's why the studios changed their shit right away because he got all of merchandising when the movie because that wasn't the thing back then. He's like, can I just get the merchandising? And they're like, yeah, what do we care? This thing's gonna bomb. And look at them. So,
but I was just saying, I don't doubt that whatever the holdup. I mean, that there is a micromanaging that she does, which maybe is a great thing because
especially if she's writing the scripts, right?
Especially if she's writing the script, and also you think if she's controlling the topping on the butterbeer being served at the theme park.
Yeah, I don't know though.
What kind of control she has over.
But I think there's so much more to this than just it's not people aren't responding to it. They're just not responding to it the way that.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like maybe it's time for her to not have so much control if it's not.
But I don't know. I don't know. There's so much more to it. I just that movie. I will be watching it, but apparently I'll be watching it by myself. All right. What else is going on? The trailer dropped today. Big trailer. Bad Boys. Bad Boys for Life.
Bad Boys for Life.
Yeah. I did not like the last trailer that came out, the first one for this movie.
Oh, wow.
I loved this trailer.
Oh, okay.
I loved this trailer. I thought that because I remember when I watched I'm like, this seems like too little, too late. This seems like I get what the movie is now. I get that Will Smith's character he's not letting go of it, and he's still kicking ass, but he's not letting go of it. Even when he's paired with this young team, he's like, oh, you're going to be that guy? And where Martin Lawrence is like, dude, I want out.
Yeah,
I just want out.
They show him in the recliner.
Yeah. He's out. He doesn't. He's
getting too old for this shit.
Yeah, it did remind me of Danny Glover from Lethal Weapon, no doubt. But I thought this was the kind of trailer that would get people excited. It was a red band trailer. The chemistry is off the charts in this particular one. I'm sure Josh McCouga is losing his mind right now, And I can understand why for this one. This one was the one to me that I said, okay, look, this movie looks a lot more fun than I thought it would be. What did you think about it, Brett?
Until they said it's time for us to not be bad boys, but to be good men. That's when I
lost it.
Yeah, I was like,
didn't like the writing.
I don't know, but it's never been anything that I've been totally into anyway, and I never understood Josh's obsession with it. I think I saw just the first one, and it's been again so long I can't remember. But
RB3, what'd you think?
I love the trailer.
Yeah. Did you like the first trailer?
Yeah, I liked the first. Well, it was all right, but to me, what the first trailer was trying to make clear is that even though Michael Bay's not involved, it's still going to look the same as the other Bad Boys movies, right? I think for this one, it does kind of establish like it is going to be a little different, like tone wise.
I like that.
Yeah. And I'm looking for. I mean, listen, I love Bad Boys too. The late 90s, early 2000s has some of the best action movies, I think, especially with Will Smith at the star.
Yeah.
So I think this is going to be, especially after Gemini Man, I'm just hoping Will Smith comes back.
I think that this is a good one for him to come back. It just does make me nervous though that this thing comes out in January. It does. It doesn't necessarily mean kiss of death, but it doesn't bode well that it comes out.
Is January dead?
A lot of times what happens is that when studios put a lot of money into a movie or they don't have a lot of confidence in it, it's like, oh, it's supposed to come out this time, they dump it in January with the kind of hope because there's not a lot of competition, or they take the loss because they don't have to put a lot of the marketing into it. It's usually, I used to refer to as the toilet bowl of movie season, but there have been a bunch of movies over the last like 5 years that have thrived in January, and I would be
interested to know the most successful January movie ever.
Can we look that up?
Probably.
It's probably a horror movie because horror movies.
That's what I thought, but I think that if you check out on Box Office Mojo, like
I was gonna say Box Office Mojo always does that stuff.
What that would be I bet you it's something that we wouldn't even be like an animated movie or something along those. Which, by the way, Frozen 2, right around that movie's gonna make so much money.
Oh yeah,
I'm going to the.
Did you see it yet?
No, I'm going to see the screening. They just got the screening. It came in yesterday.
I'm not sure if my daughter's really excited about it because, I mean, she was 4 when it came out, Frozen, and was like, I mean, birthday parties, outfits, watch it over and over and over and over again. And now, she's 9.
Has she watched the new trailer?
It's been 5 years.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's
Has she watched the trailer?
It's
been 6 years, by the way.
I don't think she's watched the trailer yet. But I don't think it's going to be that, like, joy that she had with the first one.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Is that her age, or do you think that's because?
I think it's her age. I think she's, it's.
See, and I'm curious because that was the first movie my oldest ever saw in the theater, and she really liked it, but it's also about sisters. Now she has a sister, but she's not as pumped as she is about other movies, right? But what got her though was my 2-year-old walks up to her and goes, "Vivi, you want to see Frozen?"
Yeah.
You want to see Frozen? She's like, "Oh, all right."
Yeah.
Right. RB3 got anything over there yet? Or?
Well, they switched up all of.
They switched up the format box office. Why did they do that?
It's technically came out in January, like the white. That's I was gonna say.
What was it? I can't hear you on the mic.
Yeah, technically speaking, American Sniper is the highest grossing January.
Right.
But it came out in December.
It came out in December.
I'm trying to find the real answer right now.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, but.
That's fine. Yeah, maybe Ben, if you find anything, what the top, just show me on the board because I can't. Okay, so that's the trailer for Bad Boy. Did you like the trailer?
I love the trailer.
You love the trailer.
I also loved. I mean, for those of you who haven't seen, there's also Tyler Perry Studios is this massive studios in Atlanta now. That's where they're filming Bad Boys 2 and Eddie Murphy's. What's the Eddie Murphy movie that was being filmed there?
Oh, Coming to America too.
Yes, Coming to America too.
Craig Brewer.
Yes, and there's this. Will Smith had posted on his Instagram this like reunion of all of them, like he and Martin.
I saw it was great.
Yeah. Oh my God.
It was great. Tracy Morgan shows up.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh God, when Tracy Morgan shows up,
Yeah.
I actually teared up because like it's just so crazy to think he's still with us.
Yeah, man. That accident was crazy.
I mean, that was and that he's sort of the same still.
Yeah.
But I get chills even thinking about it.
No, it was a great video. Yeah.
That the trailer starts off with him and Martin Lawrence, with the. That's the same video.
And let me tell you why I love
Bad Boys.
Yes,
Bad
and
Boys.
why I love that. I don't like trailers for trailers, and I don't like when it starts like a little thing, a little preview that happens, and like, oh, that's what you're about to see.
Yeah.
I'm about to see it.
Yeah.
But when you have an actor or somebody doing something fun up top, like, hey, this is the movie, you're about to see it, I'm excited about it, boom. Okay, fine. That's what they did for this. I was like, oh, that's good. I can't stand the trailers for the trailers. It's so stupid.
Yeah.
Makes no sense.
This also, I think that part of the reason people love this movie is because of the relationship between Martin Lawrence
Chemistry works.
and Will Smith, and to see them behind the scenes having that same chemistry.
Right. It's not like they're in separate
much
trailers, like not talking to each other. They're hanging out and having a good
and also
time.
I mean, Will Smith has obviously had a very different career than Martin Lawrence did, but Martin Lawrence is arguably one of the funniest sitcom. Like, I mean, the sitcom Martin, I don't know if everybody gives it the due props.
I'll tell you that I don't know if I've ever laughed as hard in my life. I remember being in my old house in Queens, and there was a scene where Martin thought Gina was cheating on him, and he rushes in to the hotel room, and the bellboy is just there setting up, right?
Yeah.
He beats the shit out of this guy, right? And he's like, ah, and he's screaming, like yelling. And it's so goofy and silly that it wouldn't be able to hurt anybody what he was doing. And I just started crying, laughing from just the way he was doing it. He just had that kind of comedic timing.
And I guess I'm just wistful for that. Like, Will Smith, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, at the same time that I mean, I just love seeing, I don't know.
This one seemed to win everybody over, so... look at this. So I was right about animated.
Wow. Yeah.
Kung Fu Panda 3 is the top earner in January. Yeah.
Kung Fu Panda 3.
Kung Fu Panda 3.
41.4.
41.4, which is not for an opening weekend.
No.
That's not great, though.
It's not great, though, yeah.
They've never had $100 million opening in January. That's crazy.
What do you think about Coming to America 2?
I'll tell you why I'm excited about that. Because, and even though I've only seen 15 minutes of the movie, My Name is Dolomite. Is
fantastic.
So far, I've only seen 15 minutes and I love it. And friend of the show, Craig Brewer directed it. Underrated director. He's also doing Coming to America 2. He's already established this chemistry with Eddie Murphy. He'll continue to do it. People love Craig Brewer, and I can tell you from sitting down, speaking with him, talking to him, I understand why. He's a good person. He's a good dude. He's creative as hell, and he cares. So him doing this, it's not going to be just like this could work because it's Eddie Murphy. No, he's got an idea, and I think that's why I'm pumped for it, because he's attached to it.
Ellis said My Name is Dolomite is one of his top 2 of the year.
Everybody's saying that. You loved it too, right?
Yeah, I loved it too. Yeah, it was a great film.
Like just the beginning of it, right away you're like, oh, that's like old school Eddie Murphy. Yeah.
So here's something to go back to. When you said Dolomite, it reminded me of Superfly, and when I said Superbad, I thought I was saying Superfly, which wouldn't make sense as to this. So that's where the thought
right.
process.
So you said the right title, but you thought you said Superfly.
I was like, did I?
I get it.
Am I talking about Superfly?
Right.
No. Okay.
Youth in Revolt. It turns out.
That's true. Let's move on a little bit though too, because there's like I said, so much shit here. What else is out?
Can we keep going, Will Smith?
Yes.
Because Roland Emmerich has said he regrets, Independence Day too.
So do we.
Yeah, that's exactly.
Yeah, so do we. It was terrible.
Yeah.
I think there was a great day. I think after the Schmoes No Show, where the whole crew went. I think it was Dennis.
We saw it that
birthday.
night.
We saw it that
Yeah.
night. One of the funniest experiences I've ever had in a movie theater, like ever.
That movie was as if someone had eaten really bad food, and just like you tell the person, please don't release that in here. And the movie just kept doing it. You're like, stop. That's not healthy. That's not healthy. Just stop doing that. And they just not healthy. Watch this dumb story point. Watch this. And it was atrocious. It was atrocious. And at the time they didn't have Will Smith to do it, and it was like, why isn't he coming back? Why isn't he back? He's got a quote about this. What did he say?
Says, Emmerich says,
okay.
Yeah, Emmerich says, I just wanted to make a movie exactly like the first. Successful. But then in the middle of production, Will opted out because he wanted to do Suicide Squad. I should have stopped making the movie because we had a much better script. Then I had to really fast cobble another script together. I should have just said no because all of a sudden I was making something I criticized myself, a sequel.
That's fair. That's
Totally
hey,
fair.
look, honesty, man, honesty.
Honesty, but also like a little defensive.
Yeah.
Like
Both.
Yeah, because like nobody ever turns in a script and is like, I think this is shitty. Do you know what I mean?
Let's
Like
make
he at the time thought that was good.
Yeah.
On some level, because he
Or he thought
turned it in.
he could get away with it.
Right.
He thought he could get
Right,
away with
either
it.
way.
Maybe not necessarily good, but he's like, no, we can make this something good. But you also got to remember, there's deadlines and stuff, and studio puts money in. They're like, we need this movie, man.
Yeah.
We need this movie.
There's deadlines, but also, is this the only Roland Emmerich movie he's done like in the past? Because I feel like he's put in like 10 years of movies worth apologizing for.
Right.
Holy shit.
You're saying the Independence Day, the last good movie he's done.
Yeah,
Is that what you're saying? Yeah.
Maybe 2012. I say 2012.
You liked? Yeah. What is that?
Andy.
Any get along awaited sequels?
What do you mean?
Like Blade Runner 2049 and like movies that are like 20 years later, like Dumb and Dumber 2, like way later.
Oh yeah.
So yeah. Oh, okay. So I see what he's saying. He's asking if there's any. So like that. It took so long. Like Zoolander didn't work.
Yeah.
Incredibles 2 worked.
Now you didn't like Blade Runner, but a lot of I didn't mind.
I don't like Incredibles 2 either.
You and I have never gotten into a fight on the air ever. I like Incredibles 2 better than the first.
Oh, come on. No,
Better
I
than the
can't rock with that.
I know you can. Nobody can. It's that and Fantastic Beasts till I die.
I like Toy Story. I like Toy Story 2 more than the first.
But that's not an unpopular opinion. A lot of
Really?
people.
Oh, I
think-
feel like people. Oh, okay, good.
Yeah, that's they did.
I'm popular.
Yeah, that's. But I don't think anybody thinks that about Incredibles 2. And maybe it's also because I saw it with my daughter and we went.
That's good.
But it was.
Yeah.
But I always thought the first Incredibles was a really good movie. It was always everybody's favorite Pixar movie. It was never my favorite Pixar movie. I always thought it was the best Fantastic Four movie ever made. But it wasn't. I just thought it was good. For some reason, the second one just resonated with me. Or you don't like the second one at all.
No. To me, I guess. See, I guess I have an implicit bias because I did grow up with the
Yeah,
first
yeah,
Incredibles.
yeah.
But that being said, though, you watch the first 15 minutes of The Incredibles. So there's a whole documentary about superheroes being outlawed.
Yes.
Somebody tries to commit suicide.
Yes.
And then it starts this whole family story. To me, the second one just didn't have that like giant umph to it.
A little more balls in the first one.
Yeah. But that's my only thing.
Yeah. So going off of Ben's question, long-awaited sequel. I mean, because even 2049 didn't do very well.
Yeah.
Did okay. What were would you count The Force Awakens?
Long awaited? I think it's long
I think so
awaited.
because if you look at it, they had 2005 was Revenge of the Sith, and then 10 years later comes out. So I'd probably say that.
By the way, something I wanted to say earlier is that for casual Star Wars fans, I think the prequels aren't as polarizing as they are for diehards.
100%. This is the point that I've made on that. I think that even when you went to Star Wars Celebration in 2015, and I'm not talking about cosplayers, I'm talking about the official company, there was no mention, there was no layouts of the prequels at all. They were trying to get away from the prequels. Yeah. Since then, the generation that, even though it's been 4 years, the generation that has grown up with the prequels embraces them, loves them, watched them as children, love them now, and they are part of the overall. They're not like that. Oh, who's that? We don't talk about that child. They're part of it. And a lot of people, even those people that grew up, like it even more than this trilogy that's out there now. A lot of people do. Because if you think about it, George Lucas felt a little. I mean, even though I wouldn't put a lot of them, if you were going to do a top 10 Star Wars thing, I think that the first three are way more Star Warsy than these new movies because you got George Lucas, obviously. George Lucas I didn't like the way that they were directed all the way through or even written, but you can't argue with the essence of Star Wars is all over those things. So
watching it with my son made me really. I like how critical we can be about these things. Yeah, because he was watching. He's not like looking at CG. He's not looking at and they were newer looking to him. The other ones looked. Like the 70s. So it was kind of like, oh, okay. For him, he kind of dug.
Responded to the prequels.
Yeah.
Well, Vivian and I watched. I mentioned this like last month. We watched Phantom Menace, and I was when I saw the movie in the theater, I saw it like 5 times in the theater. But then I kind of Kool-Aided myself into it. And then when we were watching it recently, I watched it as like I was watching an episode of the Clone Wars or something. And I said, this is fun for kids. And I watched her face. She had this big smile on her face, and she was like cheering, and the sound was so good on it. And I was like, nah, I get it. I've come around a lot on the prequels now than I used to, because it was part of me that was always like, oh, we're never getting any more Star Wars movies, and this is all we got. And now it's like, shut up, stupid. You're going to get Mandalorian, you can get all these things. Enjoy these movies for what they are. And I think everybody that feels a particular way about anything is allowed to have that kind of opinion. And yeah, I'm excited to see the kind of content that's coming out. Anything else?
Yeah, no, I was also going to say, what my son has gotten into Lego Freemakers.
Oh, yeah. Those are pretty good, too.
He loved it. Will he be able to watch Mandalorian?
No.
At 4? No.
No way. That's
okay.
the more. So they did announce on Disney Plus that they're not doing any R-rated content, which we kind of knew was coming. You probably see they own Hulu also, so you see all that shit on Hulu. Yeah. But there's going to be PG-13. This is about, if you look at the trailers, it's pretty dark. I am going to let my oldest watch it to see if she can handle it. I let him
watch the movies.
Yeah, but he's 4, right? Yeah, I don't think so.
Should I not be letting him watch the movies?
I think the first time my oldest saw Empire, she was 4.
Okay.
Or like 4 going on 5.
I think Rogue One's the one you gotta like have a cap on
because of the end scene.
Yeah.
I think so too. Even the end of Revenge of the Sith, because his best friends are saying, "Nah, you can burn." You made the wrong choice, fucko.
Yeah. I think I waited till 6 for some.
For 6.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm a terrible mother. By the way, he walks around.
Show him Deadpool though.
Yeah. No, but just to make you feel better, he's 12 now, and recently we've just knocked through John Wick. So, and then he hasn't watched anything that violent up until that point, and like, or I guess Matrix.
You really threw him into it.
We went Matrix first. But that
the Keanu marathon.
Yeah, Bill and Ted.
What's that movie with Keanu Reeves when he's an assassin and the dog dies?
Oh,
what is that movie?
The John Wick.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Good.
What's the name of the John Wick movie?
What's the name of that movie?
What's the name of the John Wick movie?
It's called Superbad.
What happens with the dog? The dog dies in the beginning. What happens that sets him off in the beginning? Does anyone remember?
I'm curious, Brett. Would you show your 12-year-old Joker?
I haven't seen it
yet.
Now this is a question
I say no.
I
would say no.
Is the Joker? From what I've heard, it's more about the mental health and this, and not so much violence.
Oh, there's violence, but
it's not as violent.
But this is why. Okay, so we'll actually talk about. This is why I believe the Joker is as successful as it is. It just crossed $1 billion, right?
It's amazing.
The movie was not, and Warner Brothers, even in the reports that came out, they thought it was just going to be a throwaway movie. It was going to make whatever. And this goes back to the whole conversation that we had yesterday. Make your movies small and develop them and have them be interesting, and people will watch them. It doesn't matter if it's $60 million or $50 million. Just because
Jordan Peele, Get Out.
Right.
I mean,
and us.
The smaller, right? Because he's now created a buzz around his movies and an excitement about his movies because he makes them interesting and he develops them, and you look at them, you're like, oh, this is an interesting premise. This is something cool. Now his movies are starting to become events. Jordan Peele. So it's the same thing with this movie. It's smaller, and because Todd Phillips, wait a minute, this is the guy that did The Hangover, but he did that movie War Dogs, which showed that he can get into the nitty-gritty if he needs to, and then you put Joaquin Phoenix in there.
Yeah.
But it was the buzz that helped it, no doubt, but it's the escalation of a character to see, because even that scene, that bathroom scene, and you hear and you listen to what went into that scene. Have you seen the film yet?
Not yet.
All right, so there's a kind of a traumatic event that happens in the Joker's life. Something happens, and originally what he was doing, he runs into this subway station, and originally was supposed to happen. Did you see them explaining this?
Yeah, I saw
Okay,
this.
so, and he was supposed to break down, take off like his makeup, and have this moment of just like, oh my God, and then they both together said, that's not what he would do. On the day of shooting, that's not what he would do. It doesn't feel right. The composer had already composed this music. Todd Phillips had it. He played it for. They kicked everybody out of the room. It was just Joaquin Phoenix and Todd Phillips in this bathroom, and he does this dance, this interpretive dance inside of it, and it's like. When you hear that
so
music,
chilling.
that's why the music itself is such an instrumental part of the film, because it's a character and it develops who he is, and it's the beginning of this madman, and you understand from everything that you knew about the Joker, you're like that music, that piece, that's him becoming who he is, and you're not applauding it. You're not saying, "Oh yeah, go cause chaos, go." You're like, no, I get why he's going there, and fuck, man, try to come back, but you ain't coming back. Yeah. And that's an interesting thing. Why do you think it made the money it made?
I think it's very relevant to the themes that the themes that it's addressing and throughout the movie, from mental illness. I mean, that's a huge part of the conversation right now. Also, I think a big part of it is the class issues that the movie kind of addresses and hints at. I know they're doing protests in other countries, and some people are wearing Joker masks. So I think this movie really connects to like people like worldwide. I mean, outside of just America, and it has mixed reviews and people feel types of ways about it, but worldwide, I mean, you wouldn't expect the movie with just a guy from an American city, like this mentally disturbed guy, to make $1 billion overseas, but the story connects to a lot of people.
Yeah. Totally, and also helps because of the iconic nature of the Joker himself.
Yes,
now, it definitely confused a lot of people when they thought, oh, the Batman will show up, or this will show up, or
but they sprinkled enough, I think, Bruce Wayne and Thomas Wayne stuff in there.
My mother-in-law had no idea.
Really?
No, she had. I was like, did you catch the stuff about with Batman? No, I think only hardcore fans would know that. I was like, oh, that's pretty close. Yeah.
But yeah, I think if anything, you see the Dark Knight was the one that made the most money out of the original trilogy. This one, I think Joker is probably the biggest star. I think even bigger than Batman v Superman. So I think at the end of the day, it's about the quality of the movie.
Totally.
If you make good movies, the better the movie, the better the money it's gonna make.
And that's just to rehash that point from yesterday. Bigger doesn't mean better, and it's like if you can, because that movie, even the ending of that movie, it's bigger from everything. I mean, you have to have something climax.
Yeah,
you got the climax, but it wasn't over CGI'd. All these things that are just like, oh, why did they do that? That's how I like. You could have made Terminator. You could have made Terminator was $170 million to make. You could have made that movie for $70 million or less, and had that core story and get back to it, go into the future with John Connor and show that stuff. And Tim Miller, and I think we have that story on there too. Tim Miller described why he. I want to give this is going to be a spoiler for Dark Fate, so I want to give people an opportunity, if you're going to see the movie, to
watch the movie really quick in the next
then
3 minutes,
and then come back. But let's dive into that. Let's dive into the Tim Miller talk with what happened. You've been warned that if you're going to see the movie, please come back in like 5 minutes so we can talk about this story. Kate, what happened with? Has everybody seen Dark Fate?
No.
Do you care? Does anybody care in the room? Nobody cares.
No,
okay, good.
Nobody cares.
All right, go ahead.
Director Tim Miller explained his decision to kill John Connor in the opening moments of the movie in an interview with THR. And he said that when they were deciding who this new savior of the film should be, filling the John Connor role, they pretty quickly knew they wanted someone different. So he says, direct quote, "You'd think killing John off, was probably a controversial decision, but it really wasn't. There was a lot of talk at the really early stages of this, of should this new savior be someone who was connected to the Connors? Should it be John's daughter or something like that? Which I was always against because I'm not a fan of the chosen one sort of movies as much as I am a hero sort of rising to meet the adversity who can be in every man or in every woman. I identify with those people much more than I do with Neo in The Matrix or King Arthur or something like that. So I was all for this being some new person that wasn't connected to the Connors and had been chosen by the hand of Kate." Okay, fate, but fate, yeah.
The problem with that is that none of it made any sense because when the machines rise again, but they don't really tell you how. It's like, it happened again with a different company. It wasn't Skynet this time. It was something else. And you're like, that, how? That doesn't matter. And then John Connor dying, it was shocking. And I understand that it's supposed to be like the catalyst of why Sarah Connor is even more angrier than she was before. Now she's kind of alone, and I get that, but it just didn't. It felt like it negated everything that 1 and 2 was supposed to do and supposed to be. And I think there would have been something interesting to having him as an older character in John Connor. I think that you could have done something, because the problem was you just repeated the same beats. From what he's saying there is just like, it could be anybody. It is another chosen one. He just said he doesn't like the chosen one, but the girl's the chosen one this time. She's the one that is the leader of this new resistance, and I think you could have done another story on the side with not even connecting it to the Connors at all. There was just so many missteps, I think, in this movie.
If you were to write this movie,
oh God,
how does the movie go?
I would do it in the future. I would show somehow Skynet still got a hold of it all. You can't, like, it didn't happen in 97 like it was supposed to happen, but Connor and better than what they did in Salvation, but seeing John Connor lead the resistance, figuring it out, and start to set the movie in that time period, and maybe make it to where the machines start to take over and finding how he becomes the great leader and finding new people. You could still have brand new people who are stepping up and his number one in charge, and there are other people he's got to lean on, because I thought Mackenzie Davis, by the way, was incredible. Like, I would have liked to seen her do more, and I think that this movie, she didn't get to she shines in the film, but there just would have been so much more, I think, to do with, like we were just talking about with Joker. Layer the characters, give me more. I want to understand more about them. And this movie went from being, okay, we're going to try to give you some, and then the end of the movie is just such a CGI fest that it happens this thing happens in the dam, and I'm like, I'm kind of checked out right now.
Right.
Anyway,
I still want to watch it.
Yeah, you should. You should see it. But I'm curious what you think. But it's because a lot of times minus The Incredibles 2 and a couple other things, we're usually on the same page with these things. But yeah. Okay, look. So we're gonna do a couple more stories, and then I want to get, once again, if you did not know, streamlabs.com/the Schmoedown and Super Chat. We are going to take all of your questions, and we're going to read them out in just a little bit. You get to dictate the conversation of where you want us to go, so go ahead and start doing that now, because we're going to cover a couple more stories here, and then we're going to dive into those questions in just a moment.
You want to talk Miss Fletcher?
In a second,
okay.
Because I wanted to bring it to because Scorsese's kind of doubling down again, because he's
quadrupling down.
But he's gone back. He's gone back and forth. It's like he went from he clarified, and then so what happened now? What did he do?
I think he's been consistent. I think what Scorsese's been doing. He's been using Marvel movies as the term for blockbuster cinema. I think that's what he's really talking about.
Right. He's not talking about particular just Marvel.
Yeah, and he wrote a whole op-ed on the New York Times where he's explaining that. He's explaining that his grievance isn't with Marvel movies because very talented filmmakers and people are behind these movies, but he fears that the rise of blockbusters and the rise of franchises is for one, reducing the likelihood of independent cinema to thrive, and for two, not allowing creative individualism in filmmaking. So you're not seeing like the kind of auteurs that you used to see. I mean, we talked about Joker and how that feels like very much like a personal kind of Todd Phillips movie, but we're not seeing a lot of that. That's basically what he's saying.
And he said inside of this same article, right, that he was supposed to direct Joker, but he couldn't because of maybe not in this article, but there was another article that he was supposed to direct Joker, but he couldn't because of Irishman. Is that what it was?
Well, I must have missed that one, but I do know he was supposed to be a producer on it, and they were looking at Leonardo DiCaprio as
the Joker.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And the reason I think that's important is because Joker obviously pays a lot of homage to old Scorsese movies.
Definitely.
And we haven't really seen him comment on that movie per se, but that is an example of a franchise movie that has an individual voice to it.
Yeah.
Some would argue Ryan Coogler brought his voice to Black Panther for Marvel. And same with James Gunn, and same with a lot of other Marvel directors. So you could go, either way that you like with the comments, but I think overall what he's trying to clarify is that he's not directly talking about Marvel movies. Yeah. He's more talking about franchises in general.
Franchises, okay, but you also said blockbusters. Blockbusters, does a blockbuster not mean grosses a lot in the theater?
Yeah, but he's going more towards the art of it. He's talking more of the art. He's saying that
No, but I'm like, Scorsese has blockbusters.
Not really.
Really? They don't do well in the theaters?
No, that's Blockbuster Blockbuster
that's
goes back.
That's truly what Blockbuster, I mean.
Well, yes.
That is like the etymology of Blockbuster.
But his movies haven't, I mean, if you look at Goodfellas, Goodfellas probably, I'd be surprised if it crossed $100 million. But those movies don't make the blockbuster type of money that he does. They get critical acclaim now, and that's why every time he puts out a movie, they're like, look at the brilliance. Because I saw The Irishman, and I really dug what he did with that.
I love The Irishman.
It's really, really good. It's not out on Netflix yet, is it?
No.
Okay, it's really good, and and I was tuned in from start to finish. And that movie, without the Netflix deal, it doesn't. I mean, look at what he did with Silence. I loved Silence. And Silence, but Silence is it's not going to get the same. That's the thing, though, is that the audience. There's some audience that just loves film. You're looking at one right here, and RB3. I'm looking at RB3 and myself. We're film people. We like to. There's some people that Brett's not going to take his 12 or 13-year-old to see Silence in the theater.
Nor should you.
No, no. But you know what I mean. And it's like, and it's harder to get those movies made. But the platform for the streaming now gives auteurs more platforms. But he's old school, and he thinks that these films with these artists should be seen in the films, should be seen in the cinema. So I understand where he's coming from. I always did. There's just I think from what he initially said up top to then the clarification here, it's like, he comes out with this, but who's going to face Scorsese? Right. You know what I mean? All this did would get him more people talking about him, and then probably going to check out his movie. Yep. So it worked for the best.
Yeah, and so we're looking at the charts right here. Wolf of Wall Street made a lot of money. Departed made a lot of money. Gangs in New York made a lot of money. Okay,
so Wolf of Wall Street made $392 million. So that is
I would call that a blockbuster.
Yeah, but I think that the difference is that he's not going for it.
No, I know he's not going for it. But what I'm saying is, like, when you put Leonardo DiCaprio in your movie, Titanic, can we agree? Yeah. Blockbuster?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. I know that wasn't him. But I'm saying, when you take somebody who has been a blockbuster guy and you put him in your movies, whether or not you're intending to, you're making a blockbuster. That being said, if he wants to talk about franchises specifically, I'd be like, okay, yeah, he doesn't do franchises.
Right.
But if he's using the phrase blockbuster, I'm like,
well, I don't.
Bruh.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think there's a difference between blockbuster and successful.
Yeah.
Like,
well, so I think when
it's just it's a definition.
Yeah,
thing,
I don't think he technically used the word blockbuster.
Okay.
But I think what you gotta understand
the spirit of the thing.
The time period that he came from was like the 60s and the 70s, where like it was a very political era. Like there was Nixon, there was Vietnam, there's all this different stuff, and so Scorsese did call them
anything
theme
that has
parks,
like theme park movies for the experience.
I gotcha. Okay, he hasn't made a theme park movie.
Yeah. So, but what I'm saying is he came up in a time that was very highly political.
Right.
So I think he kind of expects cinema to represent something very relevant and modern and political. And for obvious reasons, Disney movies don't really concern all that much with that. So I think that's also part of and at the same time, his buddy, Spielberg and Lucas were all buddies together. Spielberg and Lucas
That's what they
went hand in hand and created.
They created the blockbuster.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So
Jaws and Star Wars. Yeah, for sure.
So it just goes back and forth.
I guess I just take a little bit of umbrage with the fact, like, when people like Scorsese, like, he's absolutely entitled to have his opinion.
Yeah.
But he has to understand that it's when the opinion's coming from him, somebody who is in an incredible position. I mean, he is arguably one of the greatest filmmakers ever. Like Fellini, you know,
throws. You're just saying throws weight.
I'm just saying it just sort of seems like you don't have to shit on anybody.
Yeah.
Like you don't have to share that opinion
I don't think
emphatically.
But I don't think that he's doing it like I said. Coppola came out. Coppola basically is like that dude you know at the bar. Like when people are arguing, this is the guy just came out and punched the guy in the jaw and said, "Why? Well, fuck it. I saw my friends fighting with him." Where Scorsese was like, "No. I'm not gonna throw a punch at you, but this is where I'm coming from. Listen, this is my side of the thing."
I know, but like if Derek Jeter was like, "God, these guys in the minor leagues are not playing baseball," wouldn't we all be like, "Fuck you, Derek Jeter"?
But I think Scorsese has since clarified what he was saying there, because it's the same when you go back and look at why he made the movie Hugo, for the perseverance of actual film. Right? Yeah. Like it's a great film. He loves film. He loves the idea of film. He loves traditional cinema.
And we're so grateful that he does.
So I think that the way that these comments can be, and even this can be construed, is that it's looking like he's like, well, screw Marvel movies. Those guys aren't doing anything real. That's not what he's saying. What he's saying is, in his mind, like, there is a place for people to have these big blockbuster action movies, but he wishes that it didn't take away from the experience and the opportunity for traditional classic filmmaking. And that's and I think that's where.
But what can he point to that it's taking away from? Like what?
I mean, people don't go to the movies to see those movies anymore.
I know, really but indie movies are still getting made, and indie movies are absolutely getting decorated.
He's talking about inside of the way that they used to in the 70s and the 80s, of people going. You can't make those types of movies anymore and have a shelf life in the theater.
You also can't sexually harass women in the workplace anymore, Scorsese. You know what I mean? There have been a lot of changes.
And with that, ladies and gentlemen, that's the news here today. Good wrap up, Kate. So what we're going to do, if you didn't know, if you're just joining us or you hadn't heard, we're going to go to the, well, first of all, guess who's back? Ladies and gentlemen, the robot is back. The robot is back. We had changed it. It's if you want to disrupt the show and you're at the $30 donation, you can disrupt the show. There's no doubt about that. The robot is back, but what we're going to do is we're going to try to close out the show here with the Super Chats and with the Streamlabs conversations. And if we don't get to everything today, I'm going to do what I did tomorrow. I'm going to open up the... What are you doing over there? What are you doing?
Robot hand jobs.
You doing robot hand jobs? All right.
Brett's massive. It was a two-hander.
Look at you. All right, listen, you dirties. Let's get into this because we have a half an hour.
I tuned in for just the last bit.
Oh my God, your mom's watching too.
I know.
Why do you put me next to him? I could have HJ'd RB3.
Oh my God,
I think his mom's watching too.
Oh, no! And I would have been arrested for statutory. This was going so well when I was in my car.
Yeah, you blew it. Okay, let's start here. We go back to. Okay, we did Haskell 420, who said, "Any chance you add in Hamill's Joker Schmo's intro?" No, I don't think so. I think that was a different show, different age.
Different
era. Now the tone and the rhythm is back, and I feel like this is that old Clubhouse again. And I look forward to, like I said, I want to try to get a couch, and we're trying to set up new things that we're doing here. But the old intro, that's for the Schmo show, and I just don't think it's just not the same.
Maybe we
show.
can get Nathan Hamill.
I would love to get Nathan on the show in general, but that'd be funny. House Heisenberg again. Damn, Kristian, how'd you get Khalid on your show? You get that all the time.
Yeah, I literally get that all the time.
Yeah.
But I have braids. Khalid doesn't have braids.
Yeah.
I changed my hair to avoid that.
So he was on like The Voice or something, and because my wife watches it, and at one point he pops up and I said RB3. Yeah, it was true. Sindra Teslo Khalidi says, "Hey Kristian, can you please do Arnold as Rocky?"
Oh wow,
oh, that's a good one.
Ooh,
right,
layered.
Listen, I'm supposed to fight the guy, and never lost. I lost a lot for the Spider Rico in the beginning, He headbutted me. I got angry. Told Mickey to train me, and he said, "Fuck you." And I said, "But I need to. I got to fight." And then they gave me the championship fight, and he said he wanted to manage me, and he yelled him out of the hallway and banging on the thing, and then I was walking the butkus, is my dog, and the next thing you know, we're fighting. And I said to Adrian, she had a hat on, and I said, "Listen, let's go skating." We did it. Paulie was angry at the Thanksgiving and smashed the turkey with the bat, and I said, "We're going to fight." And the fight in Apollo Creed, he came out dressed as George Washington. I didn't think it was respectful because I had on the boxing shorts and the meat thing. And then I said, "Let's fight." And we did. And I knocked him down in the first round. And he didn't know that was coming. And he got mad. So then we fought harder and harder. And it was, before you know, it was over. And I hit him in the ribs at the last shot of the fight. And I thought I won, but it didn't. I lost in a split decision. But my wife came in. Well, she wasn't my wife at the time. She's just my girlfriend. But she came in. She gave me a hug. I told her she lost a hat. And then they decided that Apollo Creed won the fight.
Adrian.
Yeah, Adrian. And there was, I said, "Adrian, bye-bye." And then we did a sequel.
That was real time. The whole movie.
That was the whole movie. So,
And that's the show.
Yeah.
Copyrighted. No, I don't know if that's true.
I meant that's the end of the show.
I'm just kidding. I have no idea if I'm even allowed to say that anymore. Let's see. Ash
It was
Arnold.
you that said it, though.
I know that doesn't mean anything. Ash Arnold, so glad you guys are back.
think they're
Just
watching?
let it go, will you? Ash Arnold, so glad you guys are back. It does feel like the old Schmo show.
Okay.
And much love from the UK. So
Yes.
thank you. Chris Jones, he just put in some money. Thank you, Chris Jones.
Thanks, Kristian.
Rainer Raininson, thank you, Christian, for the birthday wish yesterday. You are welcome. Happy birthday. Back to Chris Jones this time. Did Kate and Brett concur on their wardrobe today? That's good. I like that. All right. So again, see,
It's lumberjack.
people-
It's National
We were
Lumberjack
told
Day.
it would be chilly.
I know people were right about that. About the $30 thing. We probably have to drop it back to 20 tomorrow. Mustafa Agin says 5 a.m. Aussie boy here from yesterday. I hope you all are doing well. But hey, Christian, have you seen Jeremy's Terminator review? He hated that opening. I have not seen Jeremy Johns, obviously my friend. I haven't seen. I got to look at it. Yeah, the opening wasn't. I get it. I understand why people get pissed off by it. And another guy that I'm usually on the same page with. So I'm actually gonna go. I'll call Jeremy to talk about it. I'm probably having to Skype him in to this show because I always like to get his perspective on film. He's awesome. All right, David Goldstein. Which one of you will be breaking Wonder Woman's 1984 review embargo this time? Was that is it the JT? JT do it?
JT.
Did he do the Wonder Woman? Is that what he did last
Yeah,
time?
yeah.
Yeah. So it's so funny. He can break them all he wants now.
Yeah.
He lives in Minnesota. He can do whatever the fuck he wants. Hey, what are they gonna do?
Yeah,
He goes to, but the question is if they have any screenings out there. He just goes to those fan screenings. He can do whatever the fuck he wants.
He goes to them all the time. He
Yeah,
invited me. I'm like, bro, I don't
To
wanna
Minnesota?
wait. No. To his fan screenings when he was in LA. I'm like, I don't want to wait in line for 2 hours.
Yeah. I understand.
JT's my guy.
Yeah, he's awesome. All right, let's see. So, Purdue FNR. What is the most overrated and underrated sandwich? For me, overrated is a Reuben, and most is a turkey club or French dip. So, for overrated is a Reuben. I'm not a big Reuben fan either, so I'm with you on that one. Turkey
love a
Club.
Reuben.
Turkey Club, I agree. Like a really good. Bristol Farms is where I get my sandwich from now, right? Although the best.
Bougie.
The best one is what is it? Bay Cities. You've been Bay Cities
Oh,
in Santa
God,
Monica?
Bay Cities.
Woo!
Yes.
Bay Cities, and that's a great sandwich. But
I tell you, Jersey Mike's too really brings it. I love Jersey Mike's. Oh, I go.
Ellis
once
brought
a
me
week.
one there once, and
That's
I felt
why Alice and I are married.
they gave rotten meat. It was
Oh,
disgusting.
right.
Your-
meat.
I don't know. It tasted like it. Maybe
You ever
not.
heard of Schlotsky's?
Yeah.
Schlotsky's
Schlotsky's
Deli.
Deli.
Love Schlotsky. The round bread. And
What's the name of that deli? You know, Schlotsky's?
Oh, I love me a
Yeah, Schlotsky's
Schlotsky.
Deli.
Yeah.
I think the French dip place is a little. The Philippe's is a little
Overrated?
Yeah.
Is it
Philippe,
overrated?
is that a real place, Philippe?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Downtown?
I don't know it.
Oh
Yeah.
my God, Kristian, how have you lived in LA this long?
I don't ever go to downtown.
It's right by. It's like people go to Philippe's and then to the Dodgers game.
It's because it was supposed to be
Or vice versa.
the original French
dip.
But I mean, it's a cafeteria style. It seems like they're just cranking it out. You know, it's
Yeah,
not.
yeah.
I'm sure it was good back in the day, but I've had just as good as
There's
French
like
dip.
Like Cantor's.
Yeah.
Canter's is on too.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, Canter.
Same thing.
Canter's the ones where it's like the meat's this thick and then you get a thin slice of
it's like
bread.
the
Like,
old school.
Cantor's is not. Langer's is the place.
Yeah.
Langer's is down, sort of towards downtown. Anyway.
That's all right. Davis
19 Rush.
Davis Navarro. Super weird question, but I'm a high school senior in Atlanta who goes to a school designed for people to pursue their passions. Film is mine. I've written god-awful screenplays. Well, you got to have a little more confidence in that. But what would you say the best way to pursue that is? I'm going to throw that over to RB3 because that's what RB3. Well, that's your passion is. RB3 is a very talented writer and filmmaker, and that's what he wants to do. So, what would, if you were going to give Davis some advice here, because he is in Atlanta. Atlanta is kind of it's a hot spot for film. So, what advice would you give to Davis?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I would just say get as much like on-set experience as possible. Like the more you're on set, or the more you're involved in the production process in general, either pre-production, production, or post-production, you'll get to learn more about how movies are actually made, and then you'll get to know what to do and what not to do, and get a step ahead. Like, and you got to know it's going to take time. Like, right. I'm not even like anywhere close to where I want to be like in life. But
you're also still a sperm, by the way.
Yeah. Hello.
But but you just it's like waiting in. I think Hollywood's like waiting in line. Whoever waits in line the longest. We'll get there.
That's right, so. And that's why you're one of the best in the biz, because you got to be dedicated, and you got to believe in yourself too. That's an
believe on yeah. By the way, like everybody writes bad screenplays, but the fact that you're writing,
hey
is dope.
Mom, the meatloaf. We want it now. The meatloaf. Mom, the meatloaf. You ever dance with the devil in the pale moonlight and fart in its mouth? Love you guys. Keep up the great work. David B.
Nice, Dave. See, that's what I like. First of all, David B., very talented musician. That when you could see him in his head, he's going, all right, what's that quote? Oh, I got that quote. I got that quote. I got that quote. Fart in the mouth. And, yeah. Good stuff. Thank you. I mean, you look at that robot. You're going to be creative with the robot. Be creative with the robot. Because that's the goal. If you're going to do the robot, then make sure you make us laugh.
The meow. Meow.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
Sprinkler for me was
Sprinkler killed a lot of people yesterday. Yeah.
A T. This is what my sprinkler says. T bag.
Richie Kirkham. Will we get to see Ken on the show? I certainly hope so. I mean, Ken has been one of my ride or die buddies for a very long time. We've been on through thick and thin in the stand-up world and from Schmoes into Collider and all that stuff. So if Ken's available, I would love to have him on the show. No doubt. Amin had fallen behind and not watched the Schmoedown since Collision 2. Oh, man. Skipped through a few, but finally caught up this month, just in time for the team tournament. What has been your favorite live Schmoedown so far? We've had some really great ones. I think this free-for-all is pretty hard. It was a good one because it was it was just watching what Bibiani did from basically standing there for 3.5 hours, answer those questions was something. It reminded me of Ric Flair from the Royal Rumble, being able to stand there for that long to be able to do that. Merle versus Irwin was awesome. Just this last one in Orlando with Corruption versus the Founding Fathers. Rachel versus Mike in San Diego. I mean, there's been so many great ones. This season's been the best that we've ever done out of anyone. So if you have fallen off, get back in, because this season has easily been the best. The competitors have never been better, and it's going to be even better next season. So if you want to join, you go to patreon.com/Schmoedown, check it out, or just check out the on this very channel. You just go to the playlist and check out some of the shows. That was the first one you ever saw, was a free-for-all, right?
Yes.
And you loved it.
Yeah, the first one that I was at live. Yeah. Oh,
awesome. I
loved it. But I was also like, Bibiani should have won. This is crazy.
I know. People, that's the rules of the free-for-all.
I know.
Kristi McGee. Kate, if you ever start a cult, I want to join.
Yes.
Okay.
If, sister.
I know, right? It's true.
I'll send you the link.
James,
cult has been formed.
James Eaton. G'day, Kristian. James from Australia here. Congrats on your new endeavor. Loving the show, and having Brett and Kate is pure gold. I'm hoping that one day Schmoedown will come to Sydney. Much love. I
hope so.
Agree with everything except the first part of the sentence.
Yes.
No. I love having Kate and Brett on the show. It's going to add that. Brett and I were talking about it last night on the phone. We've known each other for so long, and it's that you almost forget that the headphones are on, that you're just having the conversation, and then you add RB3 with the best laugh in the business. That's like,
and all that knowledge.
Well, it's like a comedian's dream. It's like, what I'd say, because the one And I told him, David, yesterday, I said, I hope you're ready for juvenile humor. Right? Because the first thing I said, like, this is my favorite, RB3. That's all you got to do. It's the laziest joke. It's not even a joke.
I'm here for the fart joke.
All day long. You should have heard the message that I'll play you the Riley one I gave you yesterday. It was amazing. But the chemistry, that putting together a team has always been, it's been a strong point of mine. And I like this team. I love this team. And I'm glad to have Ashley Mova back tomorrow. I talked to Sinead DeFree. She's going to come in also.
That's great.
Reached out to Tiffany Smith. Tiffany's coming in. Rachel Cushing's going to be on the show. We're going to have so many cool guests on the show. Mike Kalinowski is coming on. Jay Washington. There's so many cool people that are going to be on this show. So I'm really
look
excited.
at the team you put together. That's
Winston
doing
Marshall's
their
on
own
Thursday. Yeah,
and that's doing their own show elsewhere. You know what I mean? Like those.
I'm
those
pumped.
are your
Yeah, I'm very excited for every. Right now, the space is thriving. So I'm pumped that we can all get it back there again. Okay. Suge Knight, 323, he's back.
Hey.
Hope you guys have a great show.
Shug.
He's back again, where he says RB3. I can't do this one again. RB3, wear them white girls out. Look at Kate.
Wait a minute. Hi, Kate.
Yeah.
Hi.
Grim R.
Wait a minute. Am I white?
Oh, you didn't know that.
You guys?
When did you figure out? Congrats.
Wow, hey. Welcome to the party.
I should be
she's
doing so
colorblind.
much better.
You're not. All right. Grim R. Congrats, SEN. Thank you so much. Jenny Lawson, the chat is collectively suggesting Schmoebot.
Oh.
Schmoebot.
Oh.
I kind of like Schmoebot.
Schmoebot, yeah.
That's good.
What do you think, Schmoebot? Maybe so. I like Schmoebot. Okay, Roar Nation. Well, Schmoebot's been silent right now. Roar Nation. David, congrats on your engagement to Jacqueline. I've been following her and Kristian for years. It's kind of weird and awesome seeing you two working together. Speaking of which, I actually talked to David about this. We haven't followed up on it, but I'd love to have Jacqueline on the show. You said that she's interested in coming on?
Yeah, absolutely.
I would love to have her on. I think that would be cool, and we can embarrass.
Jacqueline, tell me about Jacqueline.
It's his
I mean, it's
fiancé.
his fiance, but this
Massive
person's
YouTuber. Massive YouTuber.
No shit.
Yes, and she's awesome. We got a chance to. Well, first of all, strangely enough, she promoted myself and Mark years ago when we were with Full Screen. She did something. We did a promotion together, but then she came on to she came to the Schmoedown to help David time, and couldn't have been a nicer human being. She's just just a super good person, and I'm excited actually to have her on, because that's another thing that I want to do besides just talking movie news. I want to have on, because I have the publicist numbers and all that stuff too, and reaching out to the celebrity guests is something that I think I'll do eventually. But I want to establish the vibe with the crew and get maybe guests from inside of our space and do more.
I can get you James Franco.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I think anybody
Franco
can go in
like
there.
this.
Yeah. But anyway, so to have guests like Jacqueline on, and someone asked this, by the way, there's another super chat question about Katie Sackhoff coming in. Katie will also be on the show. I talked to her last night. She was going to come in tomorrow, but she's actually going to come in next week. So Katie will be here. I'm going to talk to Freddie Prinze Jr. So we're going to have some cool guests for sure. Okay, so now David Blon. Best wishes as SEN hits the ground running. Grateful for all y'all with Benioff and Weiss bailing from the new Star Wars trilogy. Do you think that Lucasfilm will put more focus on making Indiana Jones 5 happen? Should it? I think regardless of the Benioff and Weiss stuff, Indiana Jones 5 should, if they're going to... Anytime you put this stuff out into the atmosphere that you're doing it and it's going to happen. Plus, Harrison Ford ain't no spring chicken. You know, it's like you got to get this movie made while he.
Do you know when he's going to die?
Wow.
He came pretty close to 2015.
Right there.
I mean.
But
That's the implication.
It's that
you're
right.
making.
But he's no, I'm just saying. But he can't run. I'm not making that implication he's going to crap out. I'm saying that he
can't run.
He can't run the way that he did. Even in Temple of Doom, he's got like a strange. No more planes. Yeah, but it's I don't know, man. I think that they got to focus on it. If they have the right script and they want to do it, be careful though, because the last one didn't work out. I know it's got a 78% on Rotten Tomatoes, but the movie stinks, and it lost what the essence of Indiana Jones was. I hope that they get it back. I always still like the idea of having, if you're gonna like a Chris Pratt or Bradley Cooper, if you're gonna do like a flashback version, and you have old Indiana Jones as Harrison Ford flashing back and kind of passing the torch. But he even said in an interview, no one's Indiana Jones but me.
Yeah.
And so
I would prefer if they just let it
go after this one, or in general, or
no. Do
go
a
this
5
one and then that's
let
it.
it conclude.
Yeah,
that's my personal.
Yeah. All right, John Keeley. Ashley Mova is returning. Happy days. You and me both, man. I'm so happy Ashley's coming in tomorrow. Fingers crossed. And will we see Miri, Sinead, Alicia, any of the old Schmoes crew returning soon? I really missed the crazy old show. Thank you for your return and good luck. All possibilities. I'm going to reach out to Sinead, yes. I haven't spoken to Miri about coming on yet, but I definitely we're still friendly. I'd like to reach out to her and see if she can come in. And it's anyone who's available to come in. Yeah. This is to shoot the shit and have some good conversation, and we've been doing it thus far. So I would love to have anybody back for sure. Okay, Sky Amazing Guy, so ready for the Mandalorian. 1 week. Me too. I can't wait. Are you getting excited at all? You don't give a shit.
Not really. But I mean, I will get Disney Plus just for the Mandalorian.
All right, because I want to get your take on it too.
I'll watch it because I like John Favreau and I like all the directors.
What's that set a fella back a month, by the way?
$6.99. $6.99. It's dude.
Cheaper than Netflix.
Way cheaper than Netflix.
What is it on? Like Samsung TV? Like what
I think
is
it's on
Roku?
I think you can get it on Roku.
Roku only?
I hope so.
Roku?
Not only. I don't know.
Or Apple TV? Will Apple TV carry the app?
I don't know. Probably not. I don't think
Right?
Apple
'Cause
TV. That's competing because they have their own streaming service. You probably have to download it.
I probably have to get a Roku
but
then.
did you see Ming-Na's The Assassin? Do you see that?
No.
Yeah, they showed it in the little spot yesterday. They showed Ming-Na's going to be an assassin.
Oh, really? Okay.
I love it. I can't wait. We're going to be doing full reviews on this channel, by the way. Like I said, Star Wars
Couple
show.
things.
Oh.
1, thank RB3 for the advice.
Hey.
2, I've run out of TP and need help. 3, if y'all are ever in ATL and want a home-cooked meal, I'm your guy.
Hey.
I don't know.
Cooking.
Now that you can't wipe your ass, I don't know about that.
Sounds like some normal Georgia behavior.
Yeah, I don't know if I want
Also,
you to
that
handle
kid's
my
in
food.
college just spent that kind of money. Big thanks to you.
Thank you so much.
Big
That's
salute,
awesome. That's really
Yeah.
cool. Man. Thank you so much. Okay, let's. But anyway, Mandalorian. We will be doing full reviews on this channel. Kristian Alante, who wins 5 rounds? MMA, Cap or Black Panther?
Ooh,
it's tough.
Yeah,
that's tough. I'll tell you why I think Black Panther.
I think so too.
Because I think Cap, his heart is. I mean, even though they both have big hearts, Cap's heart, I don't think he's got that killer instinct.
Yeah,
I think Black Panther does because he's still pissed off about his dad.
But also, every time you hit Black Panther, he stores up the energy. So it's
good
if
it
he
hits him
gets
back.
Yeah.
That's true.
Oh, so is it just like bare knuckles, or is it with like costumes and everything? Like
I don't know.
If his
He's not-
costumes is easy. Black Panther.
I was gonna say he's not the Black Panther if he's not wearing the costume.
That's right. It's got to be the costume. Otherwise, it doesn't work. Yeah. Then Chris Evans or Steve Rogers would mess him up.
We saw
the powers.
We saw his claws to scratch the shield. So I think Black Panther got that.
No question.
Cliff Elor, do you think big budget original ideas will ever become franchises with legs like The Matrix?
I think so. Personally.
You think so?
I think over time.
Yeah.
I think it just takes time. I think Hollywood always goes through like these phases.
It's true.
But like 1999 is a historic year for when blockbusters became like super original. So that's what's up.
All right. Okay. The Lake Show. Spectacular predictions. This is more for RB3 and myself, I guess. This is what this guy has. He's got Ben beating Bibiani. He's got Laura Kelly beating Alex Damon.
Oh wow!
Wow,
that's an upset.
Yeah, he's got KO beating Smets. He's got Who's the Boss winning the tournament and beating the Founding Fathers, and he's got Ben beating Oyama for the championship.
Wow, they love Ben.
Ben's working hard. I think the Ben and Bibbs match is a pick'em fight. Bibbs is on fire right now. I got Ben by maybe 1 point.
Wow.
If not sudden death. But I got Ben in that one.
Yeah.
Alex Damon's hard to bet against. Give a slight edge to Kalinowski. I don't know who's going to win the team tournament yet, so I can't pick that. And I do have Ben beating Oyama for the title.
Really? Ben being out? Okay, so I definitely see Ben and Bibbs going really close. For Oyama, I think Oyama just got too much.
Do you think he'll beat either one of them?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think Oyama is just too good.
And he's playing somebody who's played twice in the night that night too.
Yeah. That's true. And if I think there's even a possibility. Is there a possibility he might play a third time?
Oyama, yeah. He could play if him and Zipper win the team titles. Yeah, I mean the team tournament. Yes.
Yeah. Wow. So it could go hard, either way for both of them. But
Smets Kalinowski. It's tough.
I'm going with Smess on that
The
one.
energy in that room for that fight is going to be nuts.
Because you know why? Because Kalinowski has it. Kalinowski has had it before.
Yeah.
Smess is in the position where this is like
he's hungry.
Yeah. This is he's the underdog. He lost once.
Yep.
He's not going to do it again. So.
And you can see those fights, by the way. It's schmoedownlive.com. It's December 7th. Not only will we be live streaming it, but we'll also be there in downtown LA. So come and check us out. December 7th, the Schmoedown Spectacular. Thank you for the question. John Keeley. I like the studio setup so far. The only thing missing, in my opinion, is some representation of our boy John Schnepp. Agreed. I actually am. I couldn't get the art that was in Collider because obviously that was Collider, and that's where John made his stay. Was at Collider. So I am talking to a few of the artists that worked on the Schnepp art, and I would love to. Yeah, 100%. I'm going to have Schnepp up here one way or another. JPRPH1 just donated. Thank you so much. PC chat says that Robot is the Schmobot, and Kate today looks extra hot. Look at that. Look at that. Yeah. Extra hot.
I haven't seen Ben Goddard, though.
Look at Ben. He just shit. See? I think Ben's going to be like one of those new Schmoes stars that we don't. We'll start giving the guy a mic. So I'm letting him earn it. Yeah. That's why you just got. It made $300. $300.
No more planes.
No more planes.
That was me.
Brad, it's a sandwich.
Go with pastrami. Always a sure bet.
Do you like my hair? It's like Danny Zuko over there.
Brett is super bad.
Super bad.
He needs a couch.
I need a couch.
He says he needs a couch.
You're not going to catch those because chairs are not good for you, Ace.
We're the same ones.
Eric Lane, shout out to RB3 for his hard work. No shit. Putting the archive Schmoes No Shows on YouTube back in the day. That's the first time I heard him mentioned on the show. That's awesome. Okay. David Michael Frank should also get a big shout out for all the work that he's put into this studio.
Oh, yes.
Thank you.
So thank you so much. Kristian Alante once again. Moana over Frozen any day of the week. I don't think too many people are going to argue with that.
Oh, Moana over. Oh, no, that's easy.
Oh, yeah.
Wait. Do you all?
Because I think it's newer and it's definitely still
It's got a little more heart.
Yeah.
Than Frozen?
I think so. I think it's funnier too. I think it's funnier.
Can't go with Moana.
No.
I love the music in Moana.
You're
infinitely
racist.
more. No, I love the music. Yeah. That's what I'm supposed to say, right?
You're white, Kate?
Yeah.
Kate, you're white!
Like almost transparent.
I do get
You guys are really trying to milk me for all I'm worth. Bum biddy 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 bum bum. Bum biddy 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 bum bum biddy 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 bum 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 biddy 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 bum I. Wonder if that guy ever wiped his butt with the wrong hand.
That was Soggy Mini Muffins, by the way. That was Soggy Mini Muffins right there. Okay, look, so we're going to...
Wait, Frozen, the kiss is from the sister. That's huge. That's a huge break in. That's a game changer. Also, to have oh Jesus,
lesbians.
Lesbians. No, Olaf, who played
Josh Gad.
Yeah, that's
It's
truly
a great moment.
The way I cried because I'd not heard about that song. I didn't know when he's singing about in the summer. In the summer, like what's going to happen to snow.
Yeah,
we were cry laughing.
It's a great. It's a.
Moana does. Moana has like a cool story, and I love the mythology
Jermaine
of it,
Clement is
and
great.
I love
It's a
the
crap.
music. Yeah.
Doesn't
yes,
get you the way
the
Frozen
crab.
does.
No.
All right.
I feel
No,
you.
Soulless
I got
creature.
Frozen. Yeah.
All right.
No.
The Interweb show trailer for the trailer is the exact same length for the YouTube skip ad, so they use it for the pre-roll ads. Fine. Congrats on SEN Live, guys. Thank you so much. Kartik Sham. We want more Andrew Guy. We want more Andrew Guy. We want more Andrew Guy. He put the $20.99 in the super chat. That's why there's no Robot Plus. It's 30 now. But he said, "Congrats on the launch of SEN. I love you guys." Well, Andrew Guy's another guy that will definitely be on this show. I love Andrew Guy, and I think he's helped the Schmoedown grow tremendously. And I think he's one of the most talented individuals I've met in this space. So he would definitely be on this. Beans Cuz 11. Respect the prequels, mainly Revenge of the Sith. Jir Mananem, what are your favorite Carl Urban TV series or movies? Dredd to me he was incredible in that movie. Carl Urban, Star Trek for you guys?
I like Star Trek. He was in The Boys recently. He did something else that I really loved. But yeah, the Star Trek probably.
Yeah. Okay. I'm going to go back to streamlabs.com/the Schmoedown as we close out here. Jim Mason, good morning, Schmoeville. Just wanted to send all love your way and say, can't wait to see. Oh, we did that one before. See you at the Schmoedown Spectacular. We did Steaming. We did that one already, too. Sorry. Team Markey, Star Wars question. In A New Hope, Luke said he wants to join the Academy, but later says he hates the Empire. Is this just a plot hole? Also, I'm in the mood for an upside-down slice from VIP. Yes, VIP, go get your ass there immediately. It's delicious. Best pizza place in Queens. But no, I don't think it's necessarily a plot hole that he says that, because I think that's the only opportunity that he had. So he might not like it, but that's the way to get out, is to join the Empire and to join the Academy, because that's what's offered. So no, I don't like it. I don't like what they're doing, but that's my ticket out of this shithole. So I'm going to go, I'm going to fly, and then maybe I'll just turn that opportunity into something else. I don't think it was a plot hole.
No. And I think Lucas even said in an interview it was supposed to represent like the boy going off to war.
Yeah.
Sounds exactly like
Tumbling Tornado. Why not name the robot Ruh-oh-Butt? Because it always butt in with notice. Tumbling Tornado. I like Schmoebot though. I really like Schmoebot a lot.
Yeah.
Let's go back to Jason.
We really should have seen that one.
Schmoebot?
Yeah,
that's true.
It was right there.
It was right there. Yeah.
Low hanging fruit.
Yeah.
Jason Hernandez 45. Hey guys, I'm a big fan. I've been watching since I was 13. I'm 19 now. Me and my mom are watching, and we're happy for you guys. Also, I saw Terminator Dark Fate, and as much as I thought it was good, I thought the opening was a slap in the face for fans. What's your take? Yeah, I mean, that's what we kind of covered on earlier today. It kind of negated everything that the original two movies did, and I think you could have done the same story without shitting all over the original idea of it. So I'm with a lot of people on that.
This is making me think, are there 13-year-olds watching this?
Maybe.
Yeah.
And you're saying the C word?
Man.
Whatever.
Yeah. You said the C word.
No, I said it by accident.
You said
I
the
know,
C
and
word.
then I leaned into it.
You were given robot H'ers.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, true.
You were the beneficiary. Why are you complaining?
You guys said cunt!
Ben's just shaking his head. And
13-year-olds.
all of our mothers just tuned out of the show.
Yeah.
All right.
My mother wasn't on it ever.
All right, let's see. Two Finger Toots. Yes. Two Finger Toots is back. Y'all mofos need some music. Also, can we get Kristian doing Rodney Dangerfield as John Wick? I mean, my Dangerfield isn't that good, but hey, thinking I'm back.
That's good.
I'm so bad, they keep trying to kill me. I just want to be with my dog. Whoa, 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 whoa. I don't think that's anywhere close, but hey. Whoa,
She really likes that one.
Hey, dog, don't tell him you dog.
We haven't heard that one before. You got to do that one more often.
All right, so let's see. Baba Yaga. I'm a fan since the AMC days. I love you guys. What are the chances of seeing any characters from the expanded Star Wars universe on The Mandalorian? Maybe Sabine Wren. I don't know about Sabine Wren, but I think it's almost a guarantee or a given that you're going to get some extended universe or canon characters that pop up, because Dave Filoni is the encyclopedia. He is the Wikipedia, and he will be doing that for sure. Okay, David B. Music. We got that already. D. Navarro. Couple things. One thing. Thank you, RB3, for the advice. Oh, we did that already. That was the robot. Soggy Mini Muffins came in and said, we did all those. Okay, good. We covered everything.
Whoa.
So let's we covered everything in the Streamlabs. So please do not submit any more Streamlabs today unless you want me to read them tomorrow. So let's get to one or two more super chats, and then we're going to call it a day here. Okay, let's see. Toby Giannis. Hey, guys, I've been a fan for a long time. No question. Just wanted to say that you all are awesome. Thank you so much. Keep up the good work. By the way, it's pronounced Giannis. Okay, thank you, Giannis.
Oh,
Matthew Cooper. Kristian, congrats on the move. I owe a lot of my drive to you. Just wrapped my first feature film.
Woo!
Yep.
That's big.
It's called
You're doing
Tank
better
House.
than Kristian.
Yeah, I know. It's called Tank House, and I hope that you guys will review it. Let's keep an eye out for Tank House.
Absolutely.
For sure. Okay, thank you so much for that one. Nathan Taylor, what are some of your favorite honest trailers? What did they do that I mean, the Star Wars was one of the Star Wars ones, but I can't remember which one it was that had me rolling on the floor. They were really, I mean, Dan Merle and all those guys are really talented with that.
Emmy nominated show
many times.
Yeah, super. I from the one I always go to their Oscar episodes. Like every year they do like an Oscars, and they just list off like 10 movies and just clown all of them. So
they're really good at
really
that.
smart.
Yeah. Okay, so Kate VD, any ER TV show fans here? I still think it's in the top 10 TV. Anybody ER? Never really got into it. No.
I was
George Clooney.
Yeah. It's funny because it was the same era. My parent, like I would be upstairs like doing homework, and my parents would be watching ER, and they would also be watching The West Wing. And I have since become a huge West Wing fan, so maybe I need to go back to ER.
You should check it out. Okay, let's try to wrap it up here before we call it a day. Bruce Leroy, yes, I want to support you guys. It is always best to bet on yourself. Thank you. Also, great cleavage today. Oh, come on.
Goodness gracious.
That's so funny because these things, I'm telling you, when I lay down, this is like a new stand-up joke of mine. When I lay down, I am flat-chested, but my armpits are so stacked. I have huge armpit titties, and that's just, I'm nursing a 2-year-old still. So thank you. I'm glad that they're in the right place. I'll take it.
They look. Jim,
they're like sisters in a fight. Like, I'm not going to look at you anymore.
Couple of fried eggs nailed to a board.
That's the one Ben cuts off. Yeah. He's like, I've since changed my mind. I'm staying on Burbank. All right, let's see. Okay, we did that already. Jim Mason. We got 3 left, so we'll do here. Jim Mason, do you guys think that Lucasfilm should create new franchises beyond Star Wars, or do you think that they should stick to just what they've done in the past? I mean, developing individual new things for them would be great. I think that you need a team to do that. This is another reason that goes into the overall conversation of having them one particular head and make an Indiana Jones team, make a Star Wars team, make a new team, and then instead of trying to be the one person that's doing all of it, just direct a creative team. So I think that would be a great idea to create new franchises because you're the fucking company that created Star Wars and Indiana Jones. Create a new franchise. That hasn't happened. Yeah. So that would be interesting to do for sure. 2 left. Haskell 420. Kristian, did you see my post in the Facebook group of your first guest spot on AMC Movie Talk? It was 10, 11, 13. The topics were new Monuments Men trailer, Michael B. Jordan reads for Star Wars, and will Disney do R-rated films? I did see that, and I thank you so much, Ed, for putting that in there. It was a great moment. It was I don't think we have the audience that we have today without my appearances on that show, and then eventually turning into Collider. I did go back and watch that. It was interesting to watch when Michael B. Jordan was going in and auditioning. Everybody was auditioning for that role. So that was. I thank you for posting that too. I appreciate that very much.
Does anybody remember Michael B. Jordan from The Wire?
Of course.
Yeah. I mean,
he was young.
He was so
really good
on that show.
Yeah.
He was a kid.
Heartbreaking.
Heartbreaking.
Yeah. Okay, so
these chicken nuggets is right. That was his best line.
Are we gonna have a real conversation about his acting quality though?
You don't think he's a good actor? Oh, wow.
I think he's a face actor.
Save this. This is a much better conversation for 2 minutes left. Save that for tomorrow.
I loved him on The Wire.
Save that. I think he's great, but yeah, we'll save it tomorrow.
He's a face actor.
Father of a Legend. Do you happen to catch Raw last night? And love the show. You guys are awesome. I have not seen it, but I know that we've gotten a lot of people asking about there'll be wrestling talk and stuff. I have to get back into it, and I want to bring in BC and I want to bring in Jay Washington to do more in-depth wrestling talk. So it won't go away. And the Saudi Arabia stuff and all that stuff, I know we're going to talk about that also. But I'm happy. We got a lot of stuff here. We got a lot of stuff here done. That's it. We covered it all. So
that's
thank
not
you.
the show.
No, but thank you to Paige Tondry also, who just donated $5.
That may or may not be the show.
No, that was a fun show today. I'm happy with that show.
Yes.
Happy with the rhythm of it. Tomorrow, guys, don't forget. First of all, thank you to Ben Goddard.
Yes.
Thank you to David Michael Frank for running the ship here today. RB3, who will be engineering on the show tomorrow. Brett Sheridan will be back tomorrow. Kate will not be here tomorrow, but it's fine. We're replacing her and bringing back Ashley Mova. Kidding.
Even better. No.
Kate will be back on Friday. Ashley Mova is coming
unshook.
in. I can't wait to have Ashley, and I haven't talked to her in a long time. It's going to be exciting to have her on. I thank all of you guys, and I thank just the one camera that reheated today for some reason.
It was my cleavage that did it.
That was it. Hope you had a good time. We're going to be doing these clip outs also of these videos, so make sure if you haven't joined Patreon, please do that today. Patreon.com/the /Schmoedown. We're on Twitter. We're on the Facebook group. If you haven't joined that Facebook group, do that. Join us tomorrow as we will be covering all the latest and greatest in pop culture and news. And if there's anything else you want to talk about, join that Facebook group today. Give some suggestions, and we'll see you tomorrow.